Hello, anonymous eggplants, because some of you have different names on YouTube and I don't know which one is which. Good morning. Let's see how many of you I recognize with your YouTube names. Let me adjust the mic. Good morning to Golden Ken. Yeah, okay, that one's the same. Good morning to Nano Machine are also the same. And good morning to Bobbius Smithius Maximus, whoever you may be. Good morning to Shmunga, which I think is Vumfi. Good morning to Chonk Alpaca, who is the same as on Twitch, and that boy Jake, who is the same as on Twitch, and Raced, who is the same as on Twitch. Incognito eggplant. Yeah, the eggplants are all wearing like little sunglasses and surgical masks and like a baseball cap. And they're like, you know, when you ever see those outfits where it's like people are trying to be inconspicuous, but by trying to be so inconspicuous, it just like loops around and they become conspicuous again? Like when people have like, they're trying so hard to cover their face that it's like super obvious what it is they're trying to do. You have like an eggplant that's like dressed like that. You're all like anonymous eggplants. You're anonymous eggplants. Very, very secret. But yeah, so gray man theory, is that what it's called? Like if you try too hard to blend in that you stand out? Hold on a second. May I? No. Hold on. Maybe the preview is just behind. Maybe the preview's... Oh, wait, no, the preview is lagging behind. That's why. Okay. I was scared for a moment because I was like... I still saw the Wigglies, like the waiting screen in the preview on YouTube. And then I was like, oh god, why? And it turns out, no, the preview... The preview was just like a few minutes behind, which is apparently a thing the preview can do. Don't want Eggy to catch us on YouTube. Yeah, I can't catch you YouTubing. Yeah, it's like hiding in plain sight. Yeah. Yeah, you can't have you catching you on YouTube. I think, but yeah, no, the setup process for YouTube was also a little more complicated than I was hoping for it to be today. Because the thing is on YouTube, right? Especially if you schedule streams in advance. Because like on Twitch, the title of the stream, you decide that on the website, right? Like you do everything on the Twitch site, and then you go into OBS, you make sure that it's connected to your Twitch account, and then you press go live, and then everything is done for you. Like you don't have to do anything specific in OBS. Like Twitch just takes whatever footage OBS is putting out, and then it does that. But for whatever reason, YouTube, I guess especially if you have like the pre-planned live streams, what keeps happening is that like when you go live, you have to also select a live stream. So like you can just spontaneously stream, but you also have to like select, like if you have multiple pre-planned streams, you have to like select like, yes, I want to stream for this pre-planned live stream. So I had to go in and select like knitting HANDCAM and like make sure that I get it right. It's a little more complicated. I'm sure like it's not difficult to understand. I would have started a lot later if that was that difficult to understand. It's just like very strange. Very strange. But yeah. Also with YouTube, there's a fewer programs I have to start up because we don't have TTS, and we also don't have you can't throw, there's no boots to the head today, so that's 2 fewer programs I have to open up. Iggy learning how to stream like HoloLive. I don't know, some HoloLive people use Twitch, but it's not like their main thing. Which, I mean, I guess is fair, considering that like I don't think there's a lot of like Japanese audience on Twitch. That's not the impression I get. I got recommended the stream by YouTube. Wow. I can't believe new people. Kuro Salty, someone I have never seen before. Amazing. No, actually, it's kind of weird, though, that you say that, because, like, I don't know if maybe I've just, like, watched too much YouTube, and then YouTube is, like, scraping, like, all the sides of the barrel to try to, like, figure out what new thing it can give me, but I've been getting a lot of, like, weirdly specific recommendations lately. Like, I've been getting recommended stuff like Miku Miku dance videos with 45 views. I've been getting a lot of, like, VTuber live streams with, like, 8 viewers. I've been getting a lot of, like, streams from people's karaoke, or clips from people's karaoke streams, but for, like, really, really tiny VTubers. I don't know, sometimes I click on them because I'm like, you know what? I think they would appreciate the numbers, you know? But yeah, like, I'm just getting, I don't know if that's, like, for better or for worse, I'm getting recommendations of, like, a ton of just teeny tiny VTubers. Yes. I was gonna say, her head is so protected. By what? Oh, yeah, no boots to the head. No boots to the head. YouTube is non-violent and does not allow boots to the head. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, they're definitely trying to do things like push with lower views for sure. Yeah, because, like, there's definitely, like, obviously I'm still seeing stuff from, like, the big channels that I like, but I also am seeing, yeah, just, like, a bunch of stuff by, like, tiny, tiny channels. I keep getting recommended 20 views streams or 20 views no commentary Zelda videos. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people's, like, game streams. I'm also getting a lot of, like, random game reviewer channels. I'm getting a lot of those recently, too. I've seen 2 or 3 no views these past few... Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that they're doing that. It's just, like, confusing as to why it's there. I mean, I guess a lot of them are technically relevant to my interests, right? And I hope that the people whose channels are getting recommended find lots of success from it. But yeah. It's a YouTube Eggy. Yeah, it is a YouTube Eggy. YouTube Eggy is real. No Twitch Eggy today. Today is YouTube Eggy. So yeah, this is kind of more of like a test, because, like, I have no plans to move to YouTube. However, one, it's probably good to start building things up on multiple sites, just, you know, in case. But the other thing too is I'm thinking of maybe doing my ASMR. Once my mic is fixed, I'm thinking of maybe doing the ASMR on YouTube. Because the thing with YouTube is that there's not a lot of, like, there's chat, obviously, and there's super chats and donations and stuff, but, like, other than that, there's not really that many interactions that you can do compared to Twitch. Like, there's no redeems, there's no channel points, which means that I'm gonna have to remember to drink water manually. But, like, there's no redeems, there's no, like, sound alerts or anything, which means that I will probably be able to do ASMR better here, because I don't have to think about turning off all my sound alerts every time. So, yeah, I think that might work out better just because, you know, I'm doing it like this. But yeah, the other thing too is, the other dumb reason is I kind of want my channel to be able, like, I want the covers specifically to be sort of monetizable. I know some of them aren't because, like, copyright limitations, but, like, I would like to be able to earn minuscule amounts of ad revenue off of some of my stuff, you know? Because the thing with YouTube is the standards to get monetized are, like, much, much, much higher, right? Compared to Twitch. Twitch, you need, like, 50 followers and, like, average 3 viewers. Like, to unlock subscriptions, like, the bar is very low, right? YouTube, it's like, I think they moved it down to 500 subscribers, but you still have to get, like, 3,000 hours of watch time, which is a lot. Especially, too, 3,000 hours, I think, is also, like, doable. Because, like, for comparison, my Twitch numbers, Like, I believe the average, like, the amount of watch time I've gotten in the past month is somewhere around 1,500 hours. Because usually it's like, you know, if 10 people watch a 3-hour stream, then that's like 30 hours right there. So, like, using that kind of number, yeah, like, it's doable if you're doing live stream. It's probably doable if you're doing, like, longer content, like if you do, like, ASMR or something. But, like, if you want to get to 3,000 hours, trying to do that through 4-minute long song covers probably is going to take a little while. Do stream hours count? I believe so, yeah. I think that's why as well, like, you know, when you have like big like Hololive Niji Sanji type channels that like get a bajillion views right off the bat, I think that's the reason why they don't get monetized right away. Because they have to, like, it's not just hitting, like, because, like, usually they're hitting the subscriber content, but, you know, you gotta go live at least once to be able to hit the watch hours. And I think there's also a new requirement that you have to post a certain amount of videos, but live streams count. Live streams count, because they also go into VOD, which also count. I'll try to go drink water egg once every 30 minutes. You know what? I'll drink water now. I'll drink water now. There we go. I have drinked water. But yeah, I'm fairly sure stream hours count. I don't see why they wouldn't. Because there's people who, like, don't really post on... Like, there's a lot of VTubers on YouTube, I think, that, like, don't post a ton of videos. They just, like, stream. So... Ohayo, Comfy Cow. Welcome to EGGY YouTube. Yeah, I think the other thing, too, is, the other way to get, like... to hit the requirement, because it's either 3,000 watch hours on all videos, or it's like 10 million watch hours on shorts, which I think is absurd. Like, I realize that the shorts work closer to TikTok, right? So, like, the way they count the views is probably different, but I'm like, that's so many. Who's gonna hit 10 million, like, as a casual number? Like, 3,000 hours of watch time feels more realistic. If EGGY streams for 1 hour, I'll watch whenever. EGGY streams for 3,000, I'll watch for 3,000. How many hours? Hold on, let me see. 3,000 hours is how many days? That's 125 days. That's like almost 4 months. That's like 4 months straight. If EGGY doesn't stream, then I die? No. Yeah, 125 days. Yeah, that's like 4 months. I think, I don't know what the longest people have streamed is. I also wonder, I feel like there's probably a limit. Like, doesn't YouTube automatically cut you off at 12 hours? Like, I remember hearing about, like, that happening to, like, I think, didn't Korone have to, like, she wanted to do, like, a really, really long stream, and then she had to, like, cut it into parts because it turns out that, like, YouTube shuts you off at, like, 12 hours or something like that for streaming. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, like, her internet went out at, like, 12 hours. Because, like, I've definitely heard as well of people trying to upload, like, 12-hour videos, and, like, YouTube has trouble, like, processing them. Like, they just take too long, so... yeah. But, yeah. I am an EGGY on YouTube. On YouTube. Okay, so what are we doing today? We're knitting. What are we knitting? Squares. We're doing squares. We're doing squares. So this is... hold on, maybe I have... oh yeah, here we go. I have it right here. So the squares I'm making today are squares that look like this. So this was like, this is a bit of a silly hat. This is a silly hat. But these are the kind of squares. So these are like a square with like a little like heart pattern in the middle. Talking for 12 hours straight sounds insane. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when people do 12-hour streams. Like, I'm sure there's like a way to balance it out. Because, like, usually when I see people doing really, really long streams, they rarely do it solo, right? Like, I feel like a lot of the times they have, like, other people on, like it's a collab or something. But yeah, I'm not sure how your voice would take, like, 12 hours straight. I like to think some streamers are just, like, on vocal rest if they're not streaming or recording something. Because, like, talking for, like, 12 straight hours is, like, not a normal amount of talking. Especially because, like, I think people are like, well, you are awake for at least 12 hours a day and you're talking to people for a lot of those hours. But, like, that's not entirely true. And it's also, too, like, when you're streaming, you're kind of just talking to yourself, right? Like, no one's going to fill up the dead air except you, which is, I just realized I have no music on. Here we go. There we go. But yeah, so, as I was saying, yeah, like, in real life, you're not talking for 12 straight hours when you're awake, right? Like, you're in conversations with people, right? So you're, like, talking for a few seconds, and then they talk back to you. Or, like, you know, you might be talking on the phone, and as soon as the conversation is over, you both stop talking, right? If I remember right, Code only wanted to stream 24 hours, but staff shut her down. Yeah. I don't know. I think staff is very hesitant to, like, let them stream for, like, super long periods of time. Because I think Vesper wanted to do something like that, too. And I don't know if he got the green... I don't think he got the green light. Is Eggy model more blushy today? Maybe, because I think I might have... There we go. Solved it. I might have forgotten to turn that off. It's a toggle. It's a very subtle toggle, but it's a toggle. But yes, this is my silly hat, made of squares. Because I do not really have anything that matches my silly hat, I'm thinking of maybe making a silly tank top. Because, like, these squares are a bit like, in crochet they call them granny squares. You know those just, like, basic crocheted squares that people will make, like, bags or sweaters or something out of? These can serve more or less the same function. So I'm thinking maybe if I make, like, I don't know, maybe, like, 8 of these, 10 of these, I could probably make a tank top. Like, if I make, like... Well, hold on. Let me see how, like, big this is compared to me. Actually, I'll do that at the end. Because, like, it's, if you make, like... If I make enough of them and then add straps, I can make, like, a fairly loose-fitting tank top that I can wear on top of something else. And then have something to match my silly hat. I also hope that I don't run out of yarn before I get there either, because, like, this is leftover yarn from, like, a project that I still need to actually finish. So I've just been, like, making squares with it, but, like, I kind of need to use the same colors or it's not going to match at all, so... Hello, haven't seen you in a while. Oh, hi. Haven't seen you in a while either. I'm on YouTube today. But yeah, no, these squares are also super easy to do, like... I can, like, crank them out in, like, an hour, I think. Like, I can crank one out in an hour if I'm focused enough. Obviously, I'm talking today, so obviously it will probably take a little longer. But yeah, got back from Japan last week. It was fun. Oh, where did you go? Please tell me, did you go to... Make sure you went to the Kansai region, or did you just stay in Tokyo? Like... I feel like if I were to take another trip to Japan, I might just, like, skip Tokyo. Like, maybe if I was in a group, like, if I was going with a group, and everyone wanted to see Tokyo, I'd probably go to Tokyo. But I feel like I went around Kansai. Pog! Let's go! Yeah. No, I don't know if you probably missed it, because I think you were gone for this, but, I did a 6-month exchange... A 6-month student exchange in Kobe. I came back in April. So, yeah. But one of the things I found is that, like, I ended up really enjoying Kansai. Like, I liked Kobe, I liked Osaka. Every time I went to Tokyo, I'm like, this is worse. You know, I just want to go back to Osaka. Like, again, if I visited again, I would probably almost certainly just, like, skip Tokyo unless I was with somebody who really wanted to go to Tokyo. want to visit Hokkaido. Yeah, I know. There was some students, actually, some of the other international students I know really wanted to go to Hokkaido, but the people who really wanted to go to Hokkaido were, like, people from, like, Singapore and Malaysia and, like, regions of the world that don't get snow because they really wanted to see snow. So that was the reason going to Hokkaido. And I'm like, I'm from Canada. As someone from Canada, I'm good. I'll pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? And go to Kobe. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Like, if somebody, like, I lived in Kobe for like 6 months, but if someone was like, hey, can you give me something interesting to do in Kobe? I don't know if I'd be able to come up with anything. Because it's like, it's not like there was nothing. It's just that, like, there's nothing that's particularly exciting for tourism, I don't think. Like, they have, like, you know, zoos and parks, and it's by the water. They got, like, beaches and things with boats, but, like, other cities also have those, so I can totally understand, like, skipping Kobe. Yeah. I bought, like, 20 records in Akihabara. Didn't care much for the otaku. I don't know, Akiba was weird. I think it's because, like, Osaka has, like, a similar area. Like, there's another area in Osaka, I can't remember what it's called, but, like, it has a lot of the same, like, stores and, like, sells a lot of the same, like, otaku stuff, maid cafes. Like, they still have that, but, like, it's cheaper there than Akiba because, like, it hasn't been so heavily, like, mythologized. And it's not, like, as heavy of a, like, not as many tourists from outside Japan are going there as they are to Akiba, right? So, like, I imagine rent is cheaper, so that everything is cheaper there. Like, again, my hot take is, like, skip Tokyo, go to Osaka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, wait, no, too many stitches. We gotta start with 21 stitches. There. But yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, Namba, Eggy hipster, gentrifying Japanese. I don't even know, because, like, I like the... I don't know, I guess it's just, like, when I went to Tokyo, there wasn't much in Tokyo that I saw that didn't exist in, like, Kansai in a better capacity. Because it's like, oh, you want to go to Harajuku for fashion, so you can see all the stores that mostly also have locations in Osaka. Did you want to go thrifting, which is more expensive in Tokyo than it is in Osaka anyway? Did you want to, I mean, I guess Tokyo has, like, more specific things, I guess, but, like, a lot of the stuff that exists in Tokyo also exists in Osaka, and Osaka, in some cases, does it better. Why can't we have arcades? Oh my god, I miss round 1 so much. I spent so much time at round 1. I miss having, like, the full cabinet rhythm games. Because, like, yeah, we have rhythm games at home, like, literally. But, like, playing a rhythm game on, like, my phone or PC or, like, on a Switch, it's not the same as, like, sitting in a booth and, like, everything you're surrounded with is just rhythm game. And you just, like... I don't know, it was, like, a lot easier to focus on the game when you have, like, an entire piece of furniture built for it. But Skytree, I actually didn't go to Skytree. I don't know, out of the, like, major tourist destinations in Tokyo, I think the only one I went to was Harajuku. I didn't even get to go to Ikebukuro. We were thinking about it a few times, like, I wanted to meet up with people there, but, like, we just ended up going to Akiba. Tokyo has Takarazuka Theater. Nope. Oh my god, okay. That is one of my biggest regrets with Japan, is I did not get to see Takarazuka. Takarazuka, I believe they have a theater in Tokyo, but their main one is in the town of Takarazuka, which is just outside of Osaka. It was right in the region where I was staying. Like, I could have just gone to Takarazuka, like, the town, just for no reason. It's, like, it's very easy to get to from Osaka. I think it's, like, barely an hour outside by train. But I did not, because, like, it turns out Takarazuka tickets sell out really, really fast. So I never got to see it. I never got to see them. Ooh. I did get to see a Japanese production of Phantom of the Opera, though, so I did get to see theater. It just wasn't Takarazuka. Yeah. My Mai was my favorite game. Yeah, I think my favorite games were, I liked Chunidam, and there was another one called Ongeki. Chunidam, I believe some arcades overseas have, like, imported Chunidams. Chunidam cabinets. They have the game, is what I'm saying. But the Ongeki, which is the one I liked more, that one basically does not really have that many cabinets outside Japan. I'm like, where? And, like, it was very... Like, the thing with Ongeki is that it was interesting, because it's one of those games that, like, has, like, a bajillion buttons. And, like, but, like, it's not overwhelming, which is nice. But I think... The other thing, too, is that, like, we don't have Round 1 in Canada. Like, the brand. Like, I know some American cities have Round 1. We don't have it at all here. Canada, we just, like, don't really have arcades. Or, like, we have arcades, but, like, they're not, like, the fun ones. They're, like, the boring ones, right? They're like, oh, did you want to play, air hockey? Did you want to play skee ball? Did you want to play... I don't know, some racing game. Like, there's not really any with rhythm games. Like, I think the only rhythm game a lot of ones have are just, like, Dance Dance Revolution, and that's it. Which is a game you play with your feet, so I'm bad at it. Yeah, I went to Harajuku. I bought some light novels for friends, but I left them in a restaurant on a subway. Whoops. We have Round 1 around 20 minutes away. Lucky! You can play rhythm games. We can't even get that. I don't know why Canada's just, like, especially pathetic in this regard. I have no idea why. I think Vancouver has a couple arcades that have, like, specific, like, they import Japanese rhythm game cabinets, but, like, for some reason Toronto just, like, doesn't really have any. And neither does Montreal, it seems. I don't know, maybe I'll have to look harder. I know, a while back, a good friend Yusha had sent me this, like, website, and it's basically just, like, this database of every arcade in North America and what games they have. So you can search by game. So if you're like, hey, I want to find, like, a arcade that has My Mai, you can, like, just search for My Mai, and it'll show you, like, every arcade in North America that has My Mai, and then you can, like, look by city or by, like, area. Yeah. Just finding out. I don't give all the arcades. I mean, Round 1 is just like an arcade. They have some of them have pachinko. I don't know if all of them do. I never did the pachinko. I guess I don't know. Maybe if you count claw machines as gambling. But yeah. Hello, YouTube Eggy. Hello, YouTube Void Room. Yeah, that sounds like the best website. Yeah, it was really useful, actually. And it also is what made me realize how little Canada has in terms of arcades. Because I'd be like, let's see what arcades have this rhythm game. And then there's, like, 2 in all of Canada. And then there's, like, several dozen in the States. And I'm like, how? How are we failing at this hard? But yeah, I also enjoyed... Oh, is the music loud enough? Maybe I'm just gonna keep it at full volume. Oh, there we go. That should be better. I always feel really self-conscious when I, like, look back at the stream, I look back at the VOD, and there's just, like, no music, and I'm like... But yeah, I do miss Round 1. I miss... Did you go into any onsens? Or, like, public bath? If I drive a few hours, I have the Galloping Ghost, which is the largest cabinet gaming site in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, I think, yeah, my city, Eggy City just has nothing. Eggy City has nothing. What if you're looking for a game and no arcade has it? It'd be heartbreaking. Well, because, like, it's some... I think also, too, is I don't know how they, like, check for these things. Because, like, a lot of arcades, especially for, like, imported games, they don't really have them in an official capacity. So, like, I don't know if some arcades just, like, don't report what they have, but... Handstream Pog. Hello, Bone Miser on YouTube. Good morning. Welcome to Red Site. Yes, this is Eggy, but in a red nest instead of a purple one. Because for some reason we can't... I don't know, I still find it odd that, like, Twitter doesn't have, like, a proper live stream function at this point. Like, they have spaces. I don't understand how Twitter spaces work. I'm an elderly woman. I don't understand how Twitter spaces work. Because, like, it's like a stream. It's like, what if you wanted to stream, but there was no text chat? So the only way people could reply to you is either you let them speak and they say it with their voice, or you, like... people just, like, leave replies, and now you have, like, this Twitter thread that goes on and on because there was no way to chat. It's annoying. Oh goodness, it's loud. I think whoever uploaded these songs, whoever uploaded these into the playlist, I think put them all at different volumes. Yeah, I don't get spaces either. Thank you. I'm not alone in my elderliness. Because especially, like, for really big spaces. Like, sometimes I'll see, like, some, like, really popular YouTubers will do, like, spaces, and there'll be, like, a bajillion people there. And I'm like, how... Eggy, your audio. Oh, sorry, yeah. There we go. That should be better, I think. But yes, hello, Bob. I can't use my voice as my secret weapon. BGM is, oh, still a bit loud? There we go. That should be okay, right? Unless there's lag. Acceptable, okay. I'm always scared that there's gonna be lag and people are gonna be like, Eggy, your BGM is too loud, and then I'll, like, turn it down, and then people will be like, the lag will be happening, so people are still saying it's too loud, so I turn it down more, and then I have people who are like, it's too quiet, and then it's like, I'm just, like, in an eternal game of, like, cat and mouse because the YouTube lag. I say household spaces, and they're reading off a YouTube chat. Oh, I see. Like, they use, like, their free chat, right? I guess that makes sense. Because, like, the idea of, like, what if you wanted to live stream, but there was no chat is, like, why would you do that? For what end? For what goal? But, like, even with stuff like TikTok and Instagram, like, even those two, like, you can't stream from OBS on them, obviously, but, like, you can... They have going live features, which is weird that Twitter doesn't. Like, it has spaces, and they're not that great, and I don't like them. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I keep thinking also recently about, like, you remember how, like, Snapchat came out in, like, 2013 or something? And then, like, suddenly every, like, you know, every service was trying to implement some version of Snapchat stories. And then now the trend is ending and they're all, like, discontinuing the feature. Because, like, Snapchat has, like, gone out of style. Which, like, I'm actually okay with that. I Maybe I'm elderly, but I have never been a huge Snapchat user. Like, part of it is just that I had, like, terrible phones, like, incredibly cheap smartphones for, like, a lot of the time when Snapchat was popular. But... okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... okay, yeah. So, like, what would keep happening to me is that, like, you know, you send a message, or you receive a message, right? You receive a message, and then you go and you open the message, and then your phone crashes, and then you go to open it up again, and you can't, because Snapchat's like, haha, you already opened that message. Hope you saw what it said. And then it's like, okay, cool, hope that wasn't important. I never liked how Snapchat was temporary. Yeah, and, like, as somebody who, like, likes to, like, actually enjoys going back and looking at my old, like, Snapchat, like, I like looking at my old text messages and, like, my old, like, DM records. Just, like, you know, for old time's sake. Is this a VOD? What are you doing here on YouTube? This is live. This is live. I'm here, I think I explained a little bit before, for various reasons. Just to, like, figure out how YouTube works in terms of... because, like, the process of going live on YouTube is actually very different. Like, I've definitely heard of people who have, like, tried to make the jump, and they're like, yes, there is definitely some differences here. But yeah, this is, like, I don't plan to make this, like, too regular. Like I said earlier, if I stream more on YouTube, it'll probably be for, like, ASMR, because there's less to interrupt the whispering, I guess. Yeah. Well, neat, because I can't open Twitch at the office. Yeah. But yeah, no, I explained earlier, like, you know, diversify your platforms. Also, like, I want my covers to become monetizable. I want to be able to earn minuscule amounts of ad revenue off of them. Because, like, one of the requirements for monetization on YouTube is, like, 3,000 watch hours or something, right? Which is, like, doable if you do, like, longer content. But if you're trying to get there with 4-minute long song covers, that's going to take a lot longer, right? Yeah. Just streaming and just video. Our best friend. Saying you hate the weird online trend thing makes you a boomer now, go man. Well, I don't know. Do the kids these days still use Snapchat? Like, I'm surprised, like, every time I find out that people still use Snapchat, I'm surprised. I'm like, I don't know why I was under the impression that this died in, like, 2021. But no, turns out people have been using Snapchat this entire time. I don't know. I think some people live in a very different internet world. Facebook Live went. Oh god, Facebook. I wonder if I should, like... I don't think I would go live there. I wonder if I should, like, make a page. But, like, that's another thing you have to update. I know that you can probably set it up so that, like, anything you tweet automatically just goes on the Facebook page as well. But, like, that's, like, another thing I have to update, right? Still use it. It appeals to my shock humor. What, Facebook or Snapchat? Yeah. They do. That's what I see on TikTok anyway. Yeah. Because I'm like... I don't know. It just feels like something that should have died. We know that, like, normies used Skype until 2020, at least because of a viral post saying the pandemic killed it. No one I know had used Skype since 2016. I mean, you can sit on the names that no one else is Noose Eggy. Why would somebody else be Noose Eggy? I know what you mean, though, yeah. Just to, like, make sure no one else is gonna... Unless someone else has been making, like, a secret Nice Eggy Facebook fan page in the background, in which case, very nice, thank you. But, yeah. Omegle. I'm sure some VTuber... I don't know, I guess Omegle streams has all sorts of, like, ethical things going on there, but... Omegle, yeah. Just time to set the time to 2 seconds, so something crazy. So like, wait, what? Yeah. But yeah, like I think yeah, Facebook I haven't used that much. I don't know. Like, what is the default messenger anymore? Because like, okay, I have like 4 different messaging apps installed on my phone. And I was complaining about this when I was in Japan. Because like, when I want to talk to my friends, I use Discord. When I want to talk to my family, I'd have to use Facebook. If I want to talk to the other international students, we used, what's it called? Not WeChat, WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp for like the group chat for the, like international student residents and to like organize activities and stuff. And then if I wanted to communicate with, like Japanese people, like choir and stuff, that was done online. So I had 4 different apps that all do functionally the same thing. And like I had, because at one point, the school was like, hey, there's a few students that are going to be going to Canada in the fall. Would you be willing to like answer their questions? I'm like, yeah, for sure. And one of their questions was like, what is the messaging app that everybody uses? And I'm like, oh God. That's a difficult question. 'Cause yeah. Facebook streamers are something else. I keep seeing dudes full battle stations for streaming driving sims complete with steering wheels, pedals engaged. Yeah, I don't know what Facebook people want. That's the thing. Is like nobody I know really uses Facebook anymore. But I know it's still big in like most parts of the world, just not in North America. I feel like in North America it's become like the app your grandma uses. But like, I know in other parts of the world it's still quite big. Yeah. Facebook has been dead for me and my friends for like 10 years, but all the literal boomers make us use it. Yeah, I feel like I've used Facebook. Most of my recent uses of Facebook have been for like group projects at school because it was the only messaging app that we all had in common. Because that's the other thing too, is I think like for myself, I feel like a lot of my social media accounts, because like I'm on Twitter all the time, I would not want a group project to message me on Twitter, right? Because like I feel like all my accounts are just like too embarrassing to be used in polite company. Well, maybe not embarrassing, but like, you know, it feels weird, right? Yeah. Facebook for Southeast Asia and Latin America, WeChat for China, and I have no idea what the rest of the world uses. Yeah. Discord for maladjusted internet friends. Yeah, I think Discord is the one that I use the most. Like, because like it also, I find like, just works better. Like, on a functional level, it is just more functional than a lot of the other, like, messaging apps. But yeah, like, it's just like, how many more of these do we need? But yeah, I'm trying to think for Facebook, because I don't know, the other day, out of curiosity, I was, like, trying to look up a lot of my old, elementary school classmates on Facebook, just to see what they're doing. Most of them have, like, graduated. Well, like, the ones, a surprising amount of them still post. Like, some of it, too, is, like, not necessarily their posting, but, like, you know, if, like, your mom posts pictures of you at graduation and, like, you get tagged in them and Facebook shows that. So, like, some of it was that, but, like, a surprising amount of them still posted on, like, a semi-regular basis, which was interesting. I don't know. It's so different. Like, internet is so different for so many people, I think. I'm still getting used to that. Like, I remember at the beginning of COVID, I was at a part-time job. Like, this was maybe, like, early March 2020. And there was this, or maybe it was February. I just remember I had a coworker who was like, oh, did you see the new thing on, I don't remember the name of the site. It was like some like big Canadian news and gossip site. Basically, what she was trying to tell me is that the first case of COVID had been like identified in Canada. But she's like, don't you follow, I don't even remember the name of the site. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, that's where like that's where you get like your news and entertainment and gossip and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like the way she was talking about it was like, you know, in like in TV shows when they like have to invent a website and then they have to explain what it does in universe. Like, and then so they have to do this by like expositional dialogue, and they're like, don't you have news downloaded? That's where you get all your news, gossip, and sports. And like, I don't know, it was very like exposition dialogue kind of vibes. But I'm like, I have not heard of this site before, no. Yeah, and communicating with family via Morse code. Sending a telegram. I wonder if you still can send telegrams. Because, like, apparently the infrastructure still exists, but I imagine it's probably just, like, more expensive to use because nobody uses it. I remember hearing there were, like, companies that, like, could send, like, quote-unquote telegrams, but they weren't, like, real telegrams. They were, like, you'd send the message online and then they would just, like, print out a slip of paper. Like, it wasn't, like, a real telegram. Real NPC. Well, I don't know. I don't like calling real people NPCs just because, like, you know, even if they don't have the same interests as me, like, they still have a brain with thoughts, but it's just like, yeah, it was very much NPC tutorial dialogue moment. You exhaust their dialogue options. Yeah, speak to my family via ham radio. Yeah, just walkie-talkies only. Okay, so knit 7. Okay. But yeah, like... Also, it seems that more people use Instagram than I thought. Which is also interesting. Because I barely use Instagram. I am not a fan of Instagram. And you can quote me on that. Okay, main character. Well, that's the thing. I don't like calling people NPCs, because yeah, that also implies like more main characteriness about me than I thought. Like, I am not the main character. I am like a playable party member at most. Yeah, I love Instagram. I also hopped on the bandwagon late. I don't know. I think it's like, because like I was a very early Instagram user. Like, I think I discovered the app when I was in like grade 7 and it had only existed for like a year or two. So I was like a very early Instagram user, but I feel like over time it just like, I didn't know what to do with it anymore. Because like, at the beginning it was very much just like, haha, post a photo of your coffee with a funny filter. But like, after a while, I don't know, I feel like I'm intimidated to use Instagram anymore in a way that I'm like not intimidated to use Twitter or Twitch. Because like, Instagram is like, because like, I feel like this was really like obvious, I think, when TikTok started becoming popular. I feel like the standard on Instagram is like very polished, right? Like, if you want to get a lot of followers on Instagram, I feel like you have to like, your content has to be like kind of polished in a way that it didn't really have to be on TikTok. And certainly not on Twitter. Yeah. I think Instagram is good for certain hobbies. I love fishing content. Instagram is great for that. Yeah. Well, like, you think that I would be into Instagram as somebody who, like, does fashion things. But, like, I fell off of it and I can't get back on. But again, for fashion is one of those things where it's like, I feel like the standard of posting is so high that, like, if you wanted to, like, actually grow the account, like, do it seriously, grow the account, like, it's like, I don't even know if it's possible to do that without, like, having to get really good at photo editing, I guess. Because I feel like TikTok, I don't know if it's changed now, but, like, one of the things I remember about TikTok was that, like, the standard, like, obviously polished stuff could do well, but, like, a really unpolished video could also have, like, an equal, you know, roughly equal chance of blowing up, right? Like, and also it seemed that just, like, because of that as well, the standards, like, it's not like the standards were lower, but it's like, you know, it's not like everything needs to be, like, super HD, perfectly edited. Like, you can just, like, take a video and put a filter on it, and, like, that will work, right? And, like, I know Instagram has, like, its own version of TikTok now, because that's the new thing everyone's trying to emulate, but, like, I don't know. Do people use... I mean, I know people who use Reels. I know my sister uses Reels. But, like... yeah. Vibe song? Okay. I hope the vibe song's a correct level. Correct, volume level. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Yeah, internet. Weird. I don't know. I'm sure someday I'll, like, talk to somebody who spends, like, all their time on, like, Twitter, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I stream on Twitch, and they're gonna be like, what's Twitch? Knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't know. I feel like people know what Twitch is, right? I think. Like, usually I feel like when people have asked me, wait, what's Twitch? It's, like, been people like my parents, or, like, people who, like, don't spend a lot of time on the internet. Hello, Echo. Hello, D-double-U on D-double-YouTube. Instagram might be a regional thing. Me and my friends all share tons of reels with each other, but I've never met a person who is, like, not from Latin America who uses Instagram. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I feel like Instagram is slowly going the way of Facebook, where it's slowly just kind of becoming, like, the thing you use to communicate with your relatives, and that's about it. Because, like, that's kind of Facebook status here at this point. Like, this is, you post, like, once every, like, year or two, so that people know that you're alive. I should probably change my profile picture. I don't have any good recent pictures, though. Yeah, it's like a place you post, like, once every few years, so people know you're still alive, and that's about it. Either that, or you just stop using it altogether. I need to be fashionable again. Where? I need to go through the, like, EGGY beautification project. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to get more consistent about doing skincare again. Because, like, I used to be really consistent about my skincare routine. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, we do this every morning, we do this every night, we do these things X amount of times per week on these specific days. So I'd be like, oh yes, okay, I exfoliate on like Monday and again on like Thursday. Or something like that. And it's like, now I feel like I've fallen off of it and it's a lot harder to get back on. Maybe it's just because I go to bed later, so I'm more tempted to be like, oh, it's already like super late. I just want to go to bed like now. I'll just skip washing my face. Which I never used to do. For me, like, skipping my skincare routine, like, prior to like mid-2021, skipping my skincare routine was like something I only did if something was like very wrong. Like if I wasn't feeling well or something. But yeah, I need to improve eggy skin. Lose eggy weight. Figure out how to do eggy makeup again. I don't know. I was thinking about this yesterday because like I feel like I've gotten more afraid of like looking dated. Because like I learned to do makeup in like 2016, 2017, 2018, maybe slightly before or after that, but like around that time period, right? And like it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to follow every trend, but on the other hand, I do want to look like I've acknowledged that time has continued to pass. Like the world has changed since 2018. Like I want to look like I have acknowledged that, but like I'm also just like, I don't know how the kids do their makeup anymore. I'm like going online and searching like makeup trends 2023 and like nothing I'm coming up with is useful because it's all like high fashion stuff that I'm not really sure. Because that's the thing, is the examples they show, I'm like, please just show me an example of like a random girl on TikTok doing this. Please just show me that instead. But it's always just like, here's like pictures from a fashion show and it's like high fashion, high concept makeup that's like not supposed to. Because the thing with fashion shows, right, is like it's supposed to be like when you see what you see on the runway isn't like what's intended for people to wear, right? Like that's why it's so outlandish. It's like you're supposed to like take elements from that and then apply that to like their more like casual regular wear. And it's the same thing with makeup, right? Like usually the makeup stuff that you see on the runway is like pretty out there, but then you take like, you know, certain elements like, you know, like the colors or like the way certain things are done, and then you like kind of take that down to the, you know, regular average person level. The problem is like please just show me a picture of a regular person doing it so I have a better idea of what this is supposed to look like in a non-runway context. What's the internet? The Kloomer asked. Something like the Trans-Newark Quantum Hyperlink? In the sky, giant hologram of Elon Musk's smiles. Yeah, having to mask made my wife and everyone I know give up caring. But yeah, because like, I can definitely see that. Because I know I stopped like, I have to recently remember that lipstick exists. I put on red lipstick last night for like the first time in a while, and I'm like, oh right, I forgot that I looked good like this. Because like I just got so used to just like maybe putting on some lip balm and then just like not do it, like, you know, focusing on the eyes, you know? 3, 4, 5. Because I think the other thing too is like the job I had before 2021, like the job I quit in 2021, every shift I'd be wearing makeup. Like I don't think the entire time I worked there, I think there was maybe one shift I went to where I didn't wear makeup. But the second job, like the job I got at the end of 2021, it took me like several months of being there before I thought like, hey, maybe I should wear makeup to work. Which, to be fair, like nobody commented on it. So like, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I guess it's fine. But like, yeah. The egg do be slain. Not anymore, I don't think. I don't know. I feel like my face has always been like, not like weird for doing makeup. It's just kind of like, okay, I have they call them like deep set eyes. like, I don't know if I don't have paper around to like draw it and demonstrate, but basically, like, you know how the brow bone, right? Some people have flatter brow bones and some people have like more pronounced brow bones. And the thing is that when your brow bone is more pronounced, it covers parts of your eyelid, right? So that's called, when it's like, when most of your eyelid is covered by the brow bone, that's called like deep set eyes. It's kind of similar to hooded eyes, except with hooded eyes, it's covered by like a flap of skin, whereas here it's literally just like bone, right? So because of that, like, there are certain makeup trends that just don't work for me. So like anything that like requires the upper eyelid to be completely visible does not work for me. When I do eyeliner, I don't draw it over like the entire eye line. I just draw it over the outer corners and the inner corner sometime, because otherwise it just like takes up the entire eyelid, right? So because of that, there's been like a lot of like makeup trends that like just don't really work for me for those reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, there we go. So then 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. We got it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm also kind of in the weird hole between looking very young and looking older. Because, like, I feel like if I don't want to, like, do my makeup like a teenager, because I know I'm too old for that, probably. But on the other hand, I also, if I try to do my makeup in a way that looks too mature, I just kind of end up looking like a small child putting on their mom's makeup, right? Especially now, since until I lose weight, my cheeks will continue being slightly chubby. So I'm like, cool. I can look like a baby, or I can look like a baby, but in a different way. I can be like baby compliment or baby derogatory. But yeah, I should probably get back into that. Like, I did buy new stuff when I was in Japan. Like, I bought new makeup, so like, God, these knitting needles are long and unwieldy. I bought new stuff, so I have new things to work with. I don't know what the youths are, what products the youths are using these days. I go to Sephora and I'm like, I don't recognize any of these brands. Do you have Too Faced? And they usually still do, but like... Elite Eggy. Nice babby. Sorry for being small. I don't know. I mean, Sephora, I don't shop at well, I guess I shop at Sephora, but like... Sephora's price range has definitely gotten better over the years. Because I remember in the past, it was like almost exclusively expensive brands. But nowadays, they also carry like stuff like The Ordinary, which products from The Ordinary are like $6 to $10 most of the time. Like, it's on the lower end. Eggy looks like Humpty Dumpty eyebrow. Yes, I'm just an egg. I'm just like round. Actually, it's funny because like I'm pretty sure my face shape is like considered like oval, which is basically the egg shape. Here we see Eggy, a living advert for drinking milk to grow big and strong. What are you trying to say here? I'm short, but I drink tons of milk as a kid. Not as much as an adult, but like I drink tons of milk as a kid. I was milk enjoying child. So here we go. We can see the shape of a heart starting to form. Okay. Not that small. But I don't know. I want to move to other city. I want to move out of Eggy City. Now that I'm an adult. Because, like, one of the things I've been realizing with where I live now is that, like, I kind of live here, or I lived here originally because, like, I was in high school and this is where my family lived. But then after a while, I'm like, okay, so I was living here because I was going to university and that's where my school was. But now that I've, like, completely graduated, I'm like, I have no more obligation to still be here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. 2 and then 4, yep. Eggy City too, yeah. I mean, the city I'm thinking of moving to isn't, like, too far from current Eggy City. Maybe a few hours away, but it's, like, bigger and nicer and has competent public transport. But yeah, I'm kind of also in the loop of, like, I want to find a job there, but then, like, because I did apply for jobs there, but, like, and I got at least one call back, but, like, the thing with that is that, like, when they call back, they're like, we noticed that your address is not in this city, and it's, like, the implication of, like, did you apply for this job on purpose? Did you realize what city we were in when you applied? And I'm like, yes, I did that on purpose. I'm trying to move there. Please let me move there. But, like, at the very least, it's, like, close enough that, like, if I needed to go there for, like, a job interview or something, like, I could do it as, like, a day trip, right? Yeah, moving always seemed weird for me. I don't want to leave my friends and family. See, that's the thing, too, is that, like, I have friends here. Well, okay, most of the friends I've made in the past few years have been online, right? So, like, I can more or less live anywhere, and, like, yeah, it probably would be nice to be able to see people in person, but, like, I don't see people in person that often anyway. Like, even my friends, like, the quote-unquote IRL friends, they're mostly, like, they're adults now, we're all, like, graduated, we have, like, jobs, we can't meet up that often. So, yeah. I'm okay with living somewhere else. I also just, like, where I'm, like, trying to move, I already know a few people, so it's not like I'm, like, starting a social group from scratch either, so that would be nice. But yeah, that's the thing, is, like, all my friends are on the internet. What am I supposed to do? Like, does it really matter where I live if you guys are all online? I'm gonna drink some water. But yeah, I think the main thing I'm worried about with moving is just, like, the actual process of moving itself. Because it's, like, a lot of work, right? You gotta, like, pack up all your stuff, decide what to take with you and what to not take with you. Then you gotta, like, actually take the stuff there, unpack it, like, rebuild everything. And then you gotta do, like, all, like, the paperwork and stuff too, right? Because it's like, oh, you live in a new city now. You gotta fill out all the stuff for I hiccuped. For, like, housing and, like, I don't know, because, like, people are like, oh, you moved to Japan, didn't you? And I'm like, well, yeah, but that was, like, moving easy mode, right? Because when you go there for an exchange, all the hard parts are done for you, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, yeah. First move is always the easiest. Well, I think it depends if you're moving like somewhere bigger or somewhere smaller. Because like I know when I was a kid, like when we moved to where we're living right now, that was a very long and like it was just like a very difficult move because we were moving from like a bigger house to a smaller house, right? So when you're doing that, there's a lot of stuff you have to get rid of because you realize, oh yeah, we're not going to have like space for this in the new place. Obviously, because I'm just one person and not an entire family. Because the other thing is, like, my parents had been living in that house, like the old house, for like a very, very long time. So, like, you would just like, accumulate stuff over time, right? So, given that I am one person who has been living in this house for maybe like 10 years, I'm gonna have a lot less stuff to move out, right? But if I'm moving into an apartment, then it's like, oh, okay, well, My area has round 1. Come to Jaketown. I don't know if you can pay me enough. You'd have to pay me quite a bit to move to the States. But yeah, moving is pretty stressful. Most of us haven't done it, you know? I mean, yeah, but it's like, Friend is moving. It's been taking her like 3 weeks with the help of multiple people. Moving paperwork is hard. No one tell Egg getting married means now new social security cards and license and a whole pile of paperwork. Wait, new social security? Maybe that's I've never heard of anybody in Canada doing that. Maybe it's only a case in the States. Well, also too, like when I was in Japan, right? Like all the hard part is done for you, right? Like they had people around to help with paperwork, but like I didn't have to open a new bank account. I didn't have to apartment hunt because that was, you know, our arrangements were arranged ahead of time. I didn't have to look for a job. I didn't have to like there was a lot of stuff I just straight up did not have to do. Because, well, A, I was only staying there for a short time, but also just because, like, you know, the school handles it for you. So, like, in the States, you need a new passport, right? Do you? I'm trying to think of Canadian passports put your, like, home address on that. Because I know, like, anything that has your home address, you have to change. I wonder if I would get to keep my same phone number, too. Because, like, in Canada, we have, I don't know if the States has them, but, like, area codes for phone numbers. So, like, if I move to a new city, it's a different area code. So I'm like, man, I wonder if I can... Would I have to, like, get a new phone number? I don't want to get a new phone number, because I have to go into, like, every account that you use the phone number for two-factor authentication. And I'm gonna have to change the phone number everywhere. I got, like, locked out of my bank account while I was in Japan for a little while, because they're like, oh, just answer this text to log in. And then, I could not receive the text because my phone number did not work in Japan. So I just, like, had to, like, call customer service, and they're like, okay, use something like Skype or something to get, like, a number so that you can at least, like, set up something else for two-factor authentication. It was, like, a whole thing. It was a huge pain. This is for landline. Nope, cell phone numbers also have area codes. Usually it's just the area code of, like, wherever you bought the phone. So, like, my phone number has, like, an area code for EGGY City because I started, like, I went to the grocery store and I started the phone plan in EGGY City. So I know it's not too uncommon for people to have phone numbers for area codes that they don't live in, though. Especially, like, if you're a student or something. Like, I think my sister, she moved to another city when she was in school, but I'm pretty sure she kept her EGGY City area code for her number. Yeah. But yeah, no, all phone numbers gotta have an area code, because otherwise we would just, like, straight up run out of, like... we'd just straight up run out of them. We'd run out of phone numbers. Okay, so here it's gonna get a little complicated. It's knit 4. Yeah, because this is the part where, like, the heart, you get to, you know, like in a heart where you got, like, the part at the beginning where it's, like, going out, and then it, like, goes back in, and there's, like, a dip in the middle. This is what I'm doing right now. We're getting to the dip. Knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, slip, knit. Is that a garbage truck? I think it's a garbage truck outside. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't think you can hear it. I don't think it's that loud, but it's loud enough to make me acknowledge it. And then knit 3. Okay. 3. Knit 2 together. Yeah, okay, never mind. We're good, we're good. Yeah, it's not a thing here in Germany. Oh, is it not? Maybe there's just, like, more phone numbers in Canada. Maybe there are just, like, more Canadian phone numbers in general. Let me just count the stitches to make sure we're still at the correct number, just to make sure I didn't, like, screw up somewhere. I don't think I did. I think I'm doing okay. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're all still good. But yeah, I mean, I know area codes aren't a thing everywhere though. Like, I think when I was in Japan had like one code for the entire country. But I don't think there was, I don't think there was specific area codes for, like, the neighborhood I was in. Or at least not for, like, every specific city. But then again, I feel like cities in Japan are, like, they're dense enough that I imagine, like, if you tried to make an area code for every city, I don't think it would work. Maybe if you did it for regions, like, you'd have, like, a Kansai number, and then, like, a, like, Kanto number. Like, I don't know. Is this a New Leaf music? I don't remember. Oh my god, I think I tweeted about this the other day. So when I was in Japan, I had bought some, like, Japanese DS and 3DS games so I could, like, practice my Japanese once I got home. So there was a copy of Animal Crossing New Leaf that I bought. And it turns out that whoever, like, I bought this secondhand from, like, Book Off, right? And it turns out that whoever had sold it to Book Off, they did not delete their previous save file. So I was like looking, because, like, I opened it up just out of curiosity, and I did not expect to be, like, as emotionally destroyed by this as I was, because, like, whoever had sold it to Book Off, their name in the game was Midori. They were not very creative with calling their town, because, like, in Japanese it's like, they just call it, like, Forestomura, which is, like, forest town, which is not very creative, but, like, I'll let that pass. But the thing is that, like, I turn on the game, you know how, like, if you play the game for the first time in a long time, the villagers will come out and be like, oh, wow, haven't seen you in a long time. So yeah, like, the first villager I talked to has been like, Midori, it's been 6 years. And I'm like, I don't know why, just, like, the concept of, like, having somebody appear in front of you for the first time in 6 years and, like, it's not actually them. I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like someone should write a comic or a short story about that. Because, like, my choices now are either just to, like, delete everything or just, like, continue the Midori save file and just, like, live a lie. Because, like, it's hard to tell exactly how much that this Midori person had played, because they had a lot of stuff unlocked. Like, they had They had the hair salon, they had the flower shop, they had like several other stores. They had a few things in the museum. It seems that they were focusing mostly on getting like the businesses rather than like working for the museum or anything. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I'm like, I am not the Midori you are looking for. I am wearing the mask of Midori, but I am not Midori. I am a mysterious being that has replaced Midori. I am not who you think I am. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did I remember to make the... Yes, I did. Okay, I'm always scared I'm going to forget to do the yarn over, and I'm just going to be like short a stitch, and I'm not going to be sure why. Okay. Knit 2 together. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yarn over. Knit. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit. Sorry, it's eggy focus time. Slip, slip, knit. Then knit. Knit 2 together, and then yeah, there we go, that adds up. The math adds up, thank God. Let's go, knitting time. There we go. And then yarn over, and then 5. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to think, because like none of the other games that I bought from Book Off had their save files still on there. Like, I was under the impression that like the store would like format it or something, but I guess they just like didn't. I guess I just forgot for Animal Crossing, or maybe there's just like an expectation. I don't know. Maybe the person who like donated it, not donated, like you don't donate things to Book Off, you like sell them to Book Off. Actually, that was one thing that was interesting, I think, when I was in Japan, was like, because towards the end, there was some clothes that I couldn't fit in my suitcase, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell them at, like, 2nd Street or something. Because, like, at secondhand stores in Canada, they're usually, like, run by charities, right? And people will, like, donate their old stuff, right? But I found that, like, in Japan, you sell them to the store, and usually it's for, like, a teeny tiny price. Like, usually it's, like, 10 yen per piece or something. Like, it's basically nothing. But the fact that the store is technically buying it from you means that, like, the store has standards that it can apply. So I found that was interesting. Because, like, I find that a lot of people in Canada, like, you know, you're technically supposed to wash things and, like, only donate things in good condition, but a lot of people just, like, put it in a garbage bag and just like throw it in the donation chute and then just like never think about it again. And the people who have to go through it now have like, you know, they have to go through stuff that's all like stinky and stuff, and it's mean and bad. But I guess like if you're actually like selling it, right? Like even if it's only for like 10 cents, the store, if it's not in good enough condition, the store can refuse it. So like there's like an actual incentive for people to like make their stuff look presentable and only try and bring them presentable looking stuff. Like, I think that was something that was interesting. Because, like, I found that, like, the overall quality of secondhand stores in Japan was, like, better than in Canada. But, like, yeah. That was my personal experience. But yeah, because like I think when I sold my stuff for at Hard Off or like Off House, it was like, I think for regular clothing it was like 10 yen per piece. When I went to Second Street, I think shoes would get you like 300 or 400 yen. And then what else was it? Wafuku, like and if you give like a kimono or something, that was I think like 30 yen per piece, unless it looked to be like especially expensive. But if it was just like a regular one, then it's like, okay. Sorry, I'm not engaged. I'm being sus. I'm experiencing imposter syndrome. Very sus. It's the most sus thing you can do. Mogus. Hold on, I'm gonna drink water. It's getting a little warm in here. Yesterday, okay, it was been really hot in the past few days. And then yesterday it got like the temperature just like dropped for the day, and then I think today it's hot again. Let me look up egg. Let me check for weather in current place. In Eggy City, yeah, it's supposed to be. I don't want to read out the weather because then everyone who like lives in a warm place who's in chat is gonna be like, haha, you think that's hot? Haha, I'm literally on fire right now. But yeah, today's 27. It's gonna be 27 until Sunday, and then it's gonna be 28 and for Sunday, Monday. Tuesday's 29. Wednesday, Thursday next week will be 31. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, haha, she thinks that's actually hot weather. It is 700 degrees here in warm land. What is she complaining about? I don't know. I guess also too, just like, I do the same thing to people in the winter, so I guess it's fair. Right? One. Hold on, what row am I at? No, this is the correct one, yeah. Yeah. I don't know whether I can't go outside because the air quality is like smoky pack of cigarettes. Yeah, it's not great here either. I think the thing is here, though, is like, it's bad enough that like the people who get like affected by bad air quality will notice it, but then the people who don't, it's like my dad just decided to like go eat outside on the porch the other day when it was like the air quality was bad, and we're like, why? I don't know. I guess it's just like one of those things where it's like if it doesn't affect you, it's like enough that you won't notice it, at least not immediately. Sorry for like constantly bringing the knitting off camera. There we go. It's like, wow, you think that's hot? Wow. Sure, next time it's like, next time you tell me that it's like, oh, it's 15 degrees Celsius outside today, I'm freezing, I'm gonna laugh at you. I have the full right to. You're giving me the full right to. Oh no! I screwed up. I should have made a yarn over there. Whoop. And right when I did the knit 3 together, I knew I was doing something wrong. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You know, just as I did that massive endeavor there. Here we go. This is the first pattern I've ever had that asked for knit 3 together. Like, I had to check, I'm like, is that possible? Like, can you... And like, it works the same as knit 2 together, except it's with 3, but like, it's a lot of stitches to do at once, you know? I'm always scared it's gonna like how many stitches can you like knit together before your needle just like snaps? Like, very effective. You find that appealing? Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho! Oh ho 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 ho! Oh, the garbage truck is back. But yeah, it's like... Yeah. The only people I mock are the Northern Europeans, because they're like, it's 23 degrees Celsius, the earth is on fire. So dramatic. I think, actually, it's been weird, because, like... I think... Because, like, okay, Kane lives on the West Coast, right? Like, he's on the West Coast, and the West Coast is much more moderate in terms of weather, because they have, like, you know, they're right next to the ocean and stuff. So... they don't experience as hot weather, but they don't experience as cold weather. But I don't know how he assumed the rest of Canada worked. Because I remember I was once trying to convince people to go to a convention that was in Montreal. And he's like, oh, it's probably going to be, like, super cold in the summer. And I'm like, what? Montreal gets hotter. I had to, like, send him, like, average temperatures. I'm like, Montreal gets hotter than Vancouver. What are you talking about? Montreal gets hotter. The West Coast doesn't get that hot. Look at the average temperatures of these cities. Okay, what do we have? So knit 3 together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over. Oh, did I screw? Is that 3? Nope, that's definitely 3 stitches. Yarn over. I have screwed up somewhere, but I can't figure out where. Ugh. That was 3 stitches. I should have 6 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6. And yet, I have 7. Hold on. Everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet. I'm trying to do math here. Let's see. Oh. It appears that actually I messed up several rows ago. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, you know what? Proceed as if nothing happened. We're gonna knit these 2 together and pretend that's always been 1 stitch. It's fine. Again, I think this is the first time I've messed up on one of these, because usually, like, I'm knitting these at a time when I have more focus. It's fine, it's whatever. It still looks like a heart, right? It's not symmetrical, but like it's still certainly a heart, right? Shh, okay, it's okay. I know, Eggy focus time is over, you guys can talk again. Yeah, I can't have eggplant chatter distracting me. It's like, wow. Can't believe this text-only chat is being so loud. And I'm going like, like there, it's like, you know, like in Ace Attorney, whenever there's like that like crowd talking sound effect that just goes like, That's what you're doing. Sounds like the Olympic effect here, because I don't know how to nip, and I'm like, how could you mess that up? Absolute ding dong. Oh, yeah, yeah. To be fair, I also get that with singing. Where, like, I'll listen to somebody who I'm like, oh yes, this is somebody who's a professional. They're probably a better singer than me. And they're like singing live, and then they get something like flat, or they like mess up on the words, and I'm like, how could you do that? I can't believe that people make more mistakes live than they do on recording. Can you believe it? I can't believe the singer doesn't sound the exact same when she does not have any fancy mixing or effects going on. Can't believe it. Yeah. Okay. Then after this, it's very simple. Okay, cool and good. Eggy mad toxic. Well, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like I have to remember things. I also know that, like, singing is like a more subjective thing, right? Like, it's easy to say, like, oh yeah, this person's like a good singer, this person's a bad singer, but like, a lot of the time singing is like pretty subjective, and it's not like everyone's trying to go for like perfect technique all the time, right? My guilty pleasure is cooking showing, and they're making something they never heard of, and the 30-year cooking judge is like, it's bland, and I'm like, you absolute dumbass, how could you mess that up? Yeah, yeah. I see that when I like watch people play rhythm games. It's like, personally, if that was me, I would have just not missed that note. But yeah, like singing, like, sometimes I can think like, oh yeah, like, my technique is probably better than theirs. But like, on the other hand, it's like, not everyone's trying to go for like perfect technique, I guess. Like, obviously you probably should try to be at least like a little healthy about your technique, but like, you know, people aren't listening to singers for their technique necessarily. It just matters how the final product sounds, and that it's like not hurting your voice. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes with technique too, like, there are singers that make me want to like forget all my vocal technique and just like sing bass entirely on vibes. Sometimes when I hear certain people's covers, I'm like, man, I wish I could sound like that. Even though like there will be spots in the song where they are like, you know, very clearly like auto-tuned and they had to like fix notes in post, but I'm like, the vibes are just better. Alright, almost done with this square. What time is it? Oh, I've only been going for about 2 hours. Maybe I'll... do I have enough time to make a second square? This is like double the amount of time it usually takes for me to make one of these. Like, usually this takes me roughly an hour. If I am doing it while not talking and like not messing with chat and not messing with the volume of the music. Well, actually, I guess it's probably, because I talked for a little bit at the beginning, so it's probably been more like an hour and a half. Yeah, maybe I can get a second one in. Yeah, in ours it's the same. Sometimes the vibes feeling eclipse like the technical prowess. Yeah, yeah. Because, like, that's what I worry about, is, like, I could be, like, technically superior to everybody I know, but, like, that doesn't make it better or more likable. Because, like, I think I've talked about this before, but, like, when I've been recording things, that's, like, something I have to keep in mind. Like, singing for recording is different than singing live, I find. Because, like, there are things on recording that you can fix with, like, you know, Melodyne or mixing and stuff. But, like, you can't... Like, for instance, like, you can fix... If you sing a note flat, you can fix that in post. If you sing a note, like, if the timing is a little bit off, you can fix that. Background noises, some of those you can, if they're, like, subtle, you can fix that. But, like, if you mess up on the words, you can't fix that. Or, like, if you mess up on, like, you know, you sing something really unemotionally. I found something that really does show is if a note is shaky, like if I don't breathe enough and the note comes out shaky, that's really hard to fix. It's fixable, but it's like a huge pain. But yeah, you still want strong building blocks. Gotta learn your fundies. Fund of mental. Yeah. I'm objectively better than you. I can prove it with measurements. Well, I don't know. Even, like, singing, I guess it's like... I guess you can be like, oh yeah, this sounds strained, or this doesn't sound strained. Because usually the thing with singing, like, poor technique will either... It will probably sound unhealthy. It's just like knowing what healthy versus unhealthy singing sounds like, you know? It's not perfect the first time, it's a learning experience. If it's not perfect the first time, it's trash, I'm never doing this again. Well, like, I don't know, I think the other thing with, like, singing for recording as well is that, like, I was scared to, like, make covers. Not because, like, my singing is bad, but because, like, the actual process of recording sounds a lot less fun than just, like, performing live, right? Because, like, if you're performing live, you make a mistake, you just, like, keep going, right? Like, you don't... Or, like, if it's, like, really bad, maybe you can start over if it's close to the beginning, but, like, you know, whatever happens, happens, right? Whereas recording, it's like, if you get something wrong, you stop, you delete the take, and then you do it again over and over until you get it right, or until you go insane, whichever happens first. Basically, you're stuck in recording purgatory until you can do it the way you need to. The way you should. You know? But yeah, I like unhealthy, grungy sounding voices. Yeah, for me it's more just like... It's a bit like watching somebody, like, sit in a way that you know is going to give them back problems later in life. That's what kind of how it feels to me to, like, listen to people who are, like, doing a lot of, like, screeching and... Or, like, trying to sing things out of their range. Or, not breathing enough. That's how it feels to me. But I think the other thing too with singing as well is that, like, what sounds... Because sometimes I don't... It feels weird, because I know people mean it as a compliment, but, like, I don't like it when people tell me I have a nice voice, because I'm like, that's, like, the least relevant part of singing, right? Partly because it's, like, very subjective. Like, what might be, like, there's a lot of singers where people are like, this is the most beautiful voice ever, and then I listen to it and I'm like, well, that certainly was a singer singing, and I just, like, kind of feel nothing about it. Like, it's very subjective, right? But the other thing, too, is, like, having a nice voice is not, like, what makes you a good singer, because, like, it's like saying, like, saying that you'll be a good singer because you have a nice voice is like saying that, like, you'll be a good basketball player because you're tall. It's like, yeah, that will help, but, like, you still gotta learn to play basketball. Right? Here we go. Completed heart square. I still need to cut the string. But here we go. It's a little wonky, but we got a heart. It's nice and good. Let me just, like, tie this up for now. I don't feel like cutting the string because I don't want to, like, I don't want to stand, well, I guess I'll have to stand up. I want to stand up and go get my scissors. Wah. I like your voice as a streamer though, very calm and sweet. Yeah, but, like, again, I don't do anything to my voice when I'm, like, streaming, right? I'm just, like, talking. Like, I remember, I was rewatching my debut a while back, and, like, it was very, I'm, like, listening back to it, and I'm like, why did I sound like that? Like, why did I sound like that? Like, I guess you can probably go back, on, like, because I think I have the VOD on here on YouTube, but, like, if you go back and listen, I'm, like, I'm talking very, like, primly and properly, and I'm an Eggy VTuber, and this is my Eggy VTuber debut. I can speak English and French and a little bit of Japanese, and, I am very nice and good. And I'm like, why do I sound like that? Why did I sound like that? I feel like, I mean, to a certain extent, I think that, like, every VTuber starts off with more of a character voice and then relaxes it after a while, but, like, how? What jammies are you rocking today? Striped t-shirt. You can't see it, but it has Mickey Mouse somewhere on it. I bought this at Uniqlo, like, several years ago. But yeah, nice and good ooh-woo egg. But yeah, like, obviously I feel like that applies to everybody, but it's just like, why did I sound like that? Why? It's not necessarily why did I sound like that, but, like, why did I feel the need to make myself sound like that? Because, like, it wasn't even, like, rehearsed, right? Like, I didn't really rehearse my debut, I don't think. I just kind of, like, had the slides ready, had an idea of what I wanted to say. I practiced the songs that I was singing, but, like, I didn't rehearse, like, the actual, like, speaking part. Like, it was improv, so why did I still sound like that? Okay, I'm gonna take a break for a few minutes to deal with the consequences of drinking water. I will be back momentarily, and then I'll probably knit another square. Here we go. Enjoy Animal Crossing. Okay, Eggy back. I have returned, and I am still Egg. I looked in the bathroom mirror when I was washing my hands, and I realized that I've been wearing my shirt inside out the entire time. I mean, I guess it's one of those shirts that like looks the same on the inside and the outside, right? More or less. It's just kind of like, you know how I said there's like Mickey Mouse on my shirt with like embroidery on it? Yeah, so that's the only reason I noticed it was inside out, and I'm like, whoops. Okay. Back. I've also picked up ball of yarn number 2. This one's pink. There. You washed your hands right. I literally said, while I was washing my hands, I looked in the mirror. I washed my hands. If anything, I probably wash my hands more than I need to. Like, I am always washing my hands. They smell right now like... We have these essential oil soaps in my house right now, and so my hands smell like eucalyptus. The one in the kitchen downstairs is like lavender. The other day after a whole day, I realized I didn't change my pajama top, and I was so embarrassed. But like, I don't know, I feel like there's certain shirts that you can get away with, like pajama shirts, that you're like, yeah, this can look like a regular shirt, I guess. Yeah, what the yarn doing? Being pink. It's pink. Because there's definitely been times, too, where I've, like, I remember there was one day when I was in Japan in the winter where, like, I wore pajama pants under... Because I was wearing, like, a long skirt, right? I was wearing a long skirt, but I didn't want my legs to be cold, but I also really didn't want to wear tights because, I don't know, I don't like wearing tights if I don't have to. So I just put on, like, pajama pants under the skirt. And, like, you know... longer socks so that my legs wouldn't be exposed, and then like I don't think anybody noticed, so that was nice. It was nice and comfy, but they were like cute frilly pajama pants, so I guess it wasn't like a super fashion crime. Because yeah, tights are uncomfortable. Like at least like I don't mind like thigh highs or like knee socks and stuff, like those are fine, I think. It's just like the higher ones, like ones that like actually go up to like your waist or hips or whatever, I find those are very uncomfortable. Like the full stockings, like they're... If I don't have to wear them, I prefer not to. I've had some pairs that are comfortable. It's just like one of those things where it needs to fit exactly right, or it's just gonna like be torture. Because, like, I guess it's one of those things where, like, you know you've gained weight when your tights don't even fit you anymore. Like, I feel like that's the, like, that's the point where you're like, oh no, okay. Especially, too, since I also find that, like, a lot of brands are very, like, broad about their tight sizing, and it's incredibly unclear. Like, I had a pair of tights I bought once that was supposed to be in my size, and then it was just, like, I don't know if they just, like, went a size down, because I'm like, okay, I fit into the measurements and, like, the suggested weight and stuff, and it was like, how is this still too short? Who is shorter than me? Who is this for? My legs aren't even long. I'm not even tall. I don't want to be eepy. I can't be eepy today. I'm streaming. Can't be eepy. I wonder, like... Because doesn't Twitch technically have a rule against, like, sleeping on stream? Because, like, if you're unconscious, then technically that counts as, like, not consenting to being on stream or something like that. I don't know if YouTube has that same rule. Because, like, I know, like, Twitch has, like, kind of, like, emergency button, not emergency buttons, but, like, I think they can, like, cut off your stream, like, if you're, like, having some kind of emergency, so, like, if you're streaming and then you have, like, a heart attack or a seizure or something, I think Twitch can, like, cut off your stream for that. But again, I don't know if YouTube has that kind of, like, emergency explode button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more. Okay. Because, yeah, like, if you're streaming on YouTube and you just, like, faint, like, what would happen to you? Would you just, like, if I passed out, like, right now, would the EGGY just be like this for the rest of the stream? While everybody tries to, like, figure out how to call for help? Because, like, I've thought of that before, where I'm like, what would you do, like, if you saw somebody on a live stream just have some kind of, like, emergency that requires calling 911, or whatever the emergency number is where you are? Like, would you, like, because you can't really ask them where they are without having them, like, directly doxing themselves, which they probably don't want to do. Yeah, who do I call? Like, Justin? yeah, like... Because, like, I know... If you live... Especially if you live by yourself, right? Like, you can't even call, like, a second person. I remember reading somewhere that, like... being married... Like, people who are married live longer than people who are single... But not because, like, marriage makes your life inherently longer or anything. It's often just because, like, having more than one person in a house increases everyone's odds of survival. Because, like, you know, if someone, like, falls down the stairs or, like, gets sick or something, there's, like, a second person that can help out, right? Rather than just being, you know, by yourself and then, like, rotting until someone eventually, like, figures it out, you know? Yeah. You could give your locations to, like, mods or frequent viewers you trust, so something happens, call it, like, EGGY down. Yeah. I just call, like, code EGGY down. Have a dear roommate. Yeah, I mean, I think... I don't know, on one hand, it's like, I'd like to live with somebody, on the other hand, I cannot think of anybody I would want to actually live with. Like, living with people is, like... I don't know, the thing is, it's one of those things where people are like, oh yeah, don't room with your friends, because if something goes bad, then you're all gonna hate each other all the time. So I'm like, okay, no friends, got it. And then people are also like, don't room with random people you don't know, because, like, what if you hate each other and then now you're, like, locked into this lease? I'm like, right, okay, no strangers. And then I'm like, okay, who's left? Who's left? It's like, yeah, I guess I could, like, room with, like, my sister or, like, a relative or something, but, like, yeah. Because, like, on the other hand, too, I don't know, I kind of want to have my own apartment. Because, like, I don't even need a lot of space. I'd be okay with, like, a regular studio apartment. Like, I'd honestly be okay with, like, the amount of space I had in Japan. Even though it was, like, tiny, I'd be okay with that, as if only maybe if it had, like, more, like, a bigger bathroom and a bit more space in the kitchen area. Like, I don't need that much. Like, I'm one person. And I'd probably be better at keeping a Canadian house clean, because I'd actually know where to buy, like, cleaning supplies and stuff. Yeah. As someone who has had roommates and lived alone, roommates are nice for price, alone is superior. Yeah, because, like, I feel like living alone, like, I don't know, I guess I just like having my own space. Like, even if that space is, like, small and not great, like, it's mine, right? Have doggo, train pet to call ambulance. I don't know, I don't think I want a dog. A lot of apartments are also like, no pets. I don't know, I will probably in the future consider getting a cat. I think it would be nice and good to have a meow meow. But like, meow meow. I want meow meow. Not dog. Yeah. Best solution I found is a friend of a friend. You don't know them intimately enough to care if there's a falling out, but they're somewhat similar enough to enjoy it. Yeah, I guess that's true. Or like, I don't know, like a distant relative. But yeah, like, even for renting though, like, if I were to go apartment hunting now, like, I don't think I would have trouble finding an apartment. Because I'm not exactly, like, an unattractive renter, right? Like, I don't smoke. I don't, like, drink excessively. I don't have any pets right now. Like, it's not really... I don't do anything, like, maybe noise would be the only thing, but, like, the noise that you'd be getting would be, like, loud, like, at 1 in the morning. It would be, like, streaming noises or, like, singing noises. Like, it wouldn't be, like... It would be, like, loud dance music. I'm not a big partier. And even if I were to party, I wouldn't do it in my house, right? Like, be reasonable. The nicest part about living alone for me is that everything is where I left it. Yeah. The only thing with living alone, I think, is just, like, if you live with somebody else, usually you can, like, delegate the tasks, right? Which you can't really do when you're by yourself. Like, you gotta just do everything yourself. Something's dirty, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll have the other person help me clean it. No, you gotta do it yourself. But yeah, because I know my apartment in Japan became something of a disaster. Because, like, okay, I think it was never, like, the worst. Like, I'm sure there's always worse. Like, I don't think I did any, like, lasting damage to the building or anything. But, like, I definitely remember at one point, like, because, like, the toilet paper holder in my bathroom, there was, like, you know how there was, like, the two parts. Like, if it's, like, this, and then there's, like, a cover on top. To stop, like, water from splashing on it or something. So the cover fell off. And I waited, like, several months until it was, like, the week before moving out to mention it to the people, like, the building people. Because I was, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could get it fixed, but then they would have to, like, come into my bathroom, and I don't want them to do that. Because my bathroom was, like, dirty enough that I was embarrassed about it, so... I just, like, held off on it for, like, a month until I was, like, about to move out, and I knew that I would have to clean my bathroom anyway. Blast caramel dancing loud enough to set off a car alarm at 3 a.m. Yeah, if you are gonna, like, get, like... Gonna blast the, like... Hololive, the... I'll, like, blast that. At like 3 a.m. But yeah, now that, like, I know where to buy cleaning supplies, and, like, because the other thing too with Japan was, like, there was a lot of things I didn't want to buy because I'm like, I'm only here for, like, 6 months, but, like, if I'm there permanently, then it's like, okay, yeah, like, I can buy the big bottle of cleaning chemical. It's probably fine, right? But yeah, and I'll know how to do groceries in Canada. And I know how to do things. Try to have a nicer and better Eggy house. Oh, that was the other thing with moving to Japan too, right? Because it was like an overseas move, right? So all I could take with me was like what I could fit in my suitcases. So like if I were to move to another Eggy city in Canada, I'd have to like actually pack up all of my stuff, like not just the stuff that fits in the suitcase, like not just clothes and stuff, but like also like all my games and all my anime figures and all my like various decorations and such. Like I have to bring them all with me. Oh yeah, something I found out the other day as well. Did you know that like you can like pay money to have Google just like blur out your house on Google Maps? Like I guess if you're like dealing with like people trying to like dox you, or I guess some people have concerns that like if you look at the house from the outside you might be able to figure out how to get in. Because yeah, I remember I was like, because what I've been doing when I've been looking at apartments is like I see it on the website, I look up the address on like Google, like on like Google Maps, I go into Street View. So one of the houses was like, it wasn't the house that, like it wasn't the apartment building that I was looking at, but like the house right next to it was just completely blurred out, and I'm like, what? And it turns out, yeah, you can just like pay Google to do that. So it was like a minute or two, instant sinus headache. Oh no, air quality, mean and bad. Sorry for being on fire. We're trying to stop, but you know, these things do take time. It's weird too, because I think the first day that there was like actual like smoke in my city, I remember it was very like the air smelled like smoke. Like it was very smoky smelling. Whereas I feel like, I don't know if the smoke smell stopped but the bad air quality stayed, or if we just like got used to smelling it. Like, cause like I don't think I smell smoke anymore. Maybe we just got like desensitized to it after a few days. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This yarn is weird. Like, cause like yarn goes by weight. Like, you know, if you go to the store and you look at balls of yarn, I don't think I have a label on me right now, but you go to the store and you look at balls of yarn and there will be like different, like you'll see a number on it, right? It'll be like a picture of a ball of yarn, it'll have like a number and it'll say like, you know, like 2 or like 5. So that's like the yarn type, or like the yarn weight. Basically, the bigger the number, the thicker the yarn is. And different numbers have different uses. So I think like 1 is like the thinnest. 2, I believe, is what they call like sock yarn, because it's like second thinnest, but like it's best used for like small projects. 3 is I think like light. 4 I think is called worsted weight. I think, yeah, worsted weight is 4, I'm pretty sure. So like worsted weight is not like, that's the one that I usually use for like sweaters. Like this is supposedly worsted weight. It does not feel like worsted weight. It feels lighter than worsted weight, but like I keep checking the label and it claims to be worsted weight, so I don't know what's going on there. Then like 5 and 6 are like the chunkier, like heavier ones that you might use for like, you know, bigger sweaters or blankets and stuff. Hold on, did I? Okay, I did do what I was supposed to do. Yes, I did. Okay. That's technically quote-unquote good for the forest to burn some seasons, but yeah. Well, I think what's unusual is that usually it doesn't happen in this part of the country. That's the other thing, is like, this is actually quite new for this part of Canada. Is real wool yarn superior for knitting? For knitting, it depends what you mean for knitting, because like, real wool yarn, it doesn't actually make that much of a difference when knitting. Like, I actually have some right here, like this ball of like brownish one that I use for the bear. This is actual wool. I'd say the qualities of the yarn actually don't matter because knitting is knitting. It's like saying like what kind of spoon is best for eating. Like, it depends on what you're eating and like also like your own preferences. But like for knitting, like the action of knitting is going to be the same no matter what. It's more in like the final product that the kind of yarn matters, right? So like this is a worsted weight wool yarn. Wool is usually better for making like, you know, it has a different texture. I find it's a little scratchier than like the synthetic ones. It's less like, it's apparently like, well, I don't know. You've probably worn something made of wool before, so you like know how it feels in comparison to like polyester and stuff. There's also cotton yarn. You can get cotton yarn, which also, cotton yarn I find is even like rougher than wool yarn, but like it, again, it's the, you know, different usages, different, the point of it is different, right? But yeah, like it doesn't affect the knitting process as much as it just like affects the final product. Like what does affect the knitting process is like how thick the yarn you're using is, and like how thick the needles you're using are. But like there's not really one that's better or worse, I think. It's more just like depending on what you're trying to make, right? Like, if you're trying to make socks, you're probably going to need like a smaller yarn and a thinner needle, right? But if you're trying to make a sweater, it's probably going to, because it's like a bigger project, you're probably going to be using like bigger stuff, right? And like, if you use tiny yarn with a big needle, then you're going to get like some very, very like loose looking stuff. And then if you use big yarn on tiny needle, you're going to get like impossibly tight knits, right? Go. Okay, I'll try not to mess this one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I also just realized, I don't know how, I don't understand how YouTube, I don't understand how YouTube notifications work. Because, like, I know since I started this stream, at least 2 people have subscribed. I did not get notifications for that. I'm so sorry to anybody who subscribed and I just, like, ignored you. I don't know how notifications work on YouTube. I don't understand. I linked it up to Twitch. I even, like, spent time going into Streamlabs and, like, making everything work, and, like, still nothing happened. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna set up the Streamlabs to go off when people follow. I, like, changed the GIFs and stuff, and, like, still. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes it just doesn't tell you, yeah. Well, like, I always figured that, like, in situations where it wouldn't tell you, it would be for, like, situations where, like, a lot of people are doing it at once, right? Like, you know, if you had, like, big major VTuber debut where you have, like, a lot of people subscribing all at once, I could see how that would just, like, not go off. But, like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you followed. I'm sorry if you followed and there's nothing there. You don't even get the reward of, like, the Good day, Tama. Going off. Okay. Turn over. Knit. Turn over. Okay. But yeah, because like Twitch is usually pretty reliable. But I don't know. I don't understand how to set up Streamlabs for YouTube. Where? YouTube is famous for its jank. Yeah, that's true. Well, I think it's also just like trying to like shoehorn in live streaming onto a platform that was not originally made for that. Like, I can definitely see where YouTube has had like its own issues. Because like, isn't it only recently that they had like raids? Like, I know they recently introduced like raids, but I think even for raids, you can't just raid any channel. Like, you can only raid channels that have like approved you for raids, right? Like, I think, or something like that. Because I think like it launched at a time where a lot of people were concerned about like hate raids on Twitch or like bot raids. So basically YouTube set it up so that like you could like approve a list. Like you'd have like a pre-approved list of possible raiders. I don't know. Personally, I think it would just be better if anybody could raid, but you would have to like accept it, right? So it'd be like so-and-so, like when they were trying to raid, you would get like a prompt. It's like so-and-so wants to raid. Let them in, and then like you can press yes or no. I mean, I feel like it would hurt though if you wanted to like raid somebody and they just like rejected your raid. I feel like that would be unfortunate. But yeah, what am I even gonna do at the end of the stream? What am I gonna do at the end of this? There's nobody to raid into. Yeah. So we're going to a streamer's YouTube page and seeing nothing because all their live streams are on a different tab. Yeah! They moved it, didn't they? They moved it. That messed me up for a while because I kept looking at like HoloLive members that like stream fairly often but like don't post a lot of videos, like, you know, covers or anything. So like I would look at someone's page and be like, oh god, they haven't been streaming for 2 months, and then I realized that like actually no, they have been streaming that entire time. It's just that like none of the live stream VODs show up in the videos portion. They're now like their own part. I don't know how I feel about that change. Okay. That was knit 8, so now we're knit 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yes, hello Hodoro, by the way. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Being on YouTube for even one stream has like brought out people I haven't seen in ages. Which should be fair, I guess, like if you don't spend a lot of time on Twitch, then it's like understandable. Ugh. Oh, whoops. There we go. See, at least a nice thing with YouTube chat is I can have it as like a pop-out, so I can like put it anywhere on the screen. I don't have to worry about not being able to see chat. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a few people that have like told me that like, I think it was Pig. I haven't seen Pig in a while, but Pig was saying that like apparently like they banned Twitch at his workplace, which is why he hadn't been able to watch in a while. Let's see. Knit. Where was I at? I was at knit 7. Okay. Knit 2 together. Yarn over. Knit 3. Okay. Oh wait, no. Yarn over. Yarn over. Yarn over. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. There we go. Slip, slip, knit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. But yeah, I mean, I know also too, just like, if I don't see somebody for a while, like, usually I just assume I'm like, yeah, they probably have a life of their own. Because, like, I definitely, like, I remember, like, a long, long time ago, like, mid-2021, I had one consistent viewer who would, he would mention every once in a while about the fact that he was, like, unemployed, and he was there, like, every stream. Like, every single stream, but I have not seen him since, like, mid-2022, I think. So, I'm assuming he is no longer employed. I'm assuming he found a job. Which is nice and good. And, like, I know other people have said, like, they didn't just necessarily fall off of me, it was just, like, VTubers in general. Which also happens. People have to go outside eventually. And this will affect how they spend their time. I have no life. Yeah. Only egg. Well, here's the thing. I think the other thing, too, is I'd have to do an actual EGGY survey about this, but, like, due to my morning time slot, I feel like a lot of the people who watch me right now are doing so at work. That is my theory, because some of them have at least told me. Like, I think my demographic is, like, people who have this in the background at work. I'm calling out everyone who's, like, at work right now. I'm calling you out. Do your job. Well, if your boss is behind you, and they're just seeing you with, like, a YouTube app open, and there's, like, some egg on it. And they're all gonna be like, I'm working from home, actually. Just got home from work. Okay, you're safe. Like, I'm in need. Okay, you're safe, I guess. And be like, your manager's behind you. They're looking at you right now. They're gonna see this VTuber. And you're gonna be so embarrassed. And everyone's gonna be like, Eggy, I work from home. Like, I don't know. I don't think I've actually had a job before where I had to work from home. I've only had, I mean, I've done school from home, but, like, I never had to, like, actually work from home. My class got canceled. Ah, okay. What if you're all just making excuses? What if you're all actually at work and you're just, like, making excuses and you're like, yeah, my class got canceled. Haha, I'm unemployed, definitely. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. My boss was behind me, I'd shoot because they were breaking and entering. Yeah, if my boss was here, that would be a crime. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm not really sure how working from home works, because I guess I was under the impression that a lot of companies would, like, monitor their employees' computer usage if they're, like, clocked in, but, like, also, realistically, how would they do that? Also, what would stop you from just, like, using whatever you want on a different device, right? Like, yeah, maybe they might monitor your computer, but then you can look at VTubers on your phone or something, like... Or the other way around. Because, yeah, I mean, I know when I was working customer service, they would let us do whatever we wanted on the computers, more or less, but usually they were more just like, yeah, just like, don't commit crimes or look at anything not safe for work. That's about it. Like, usually I would, like, lurk in people's streams at work. But, like, we weren't allowed to have the sound on. That was the other thing. We had to have the sound off. So half the time I just have to, like, guess what was going on based on what people in chat were saying. So if they had like a quiet chat, I'm like, cool. I will never get to know what's going on. And then sometimes people in chat would be talking about something completely irrelevant, so I'm like, what was even going on there? Why aren't you working? There's no work to do. Then pretend you're working. It's like, why don't you pretend I'm working? Yeah, I don't know. I think I've never liked the idea of, like, you have to always look busy. Because, like, I don't know. Especially for retail. Like, I've never walked into a store and looked at the employees talking to each other and been like, ugh, disgusting. Like, I guess maybe there's some people who are like, they look lazy, but, like, if there's nothing that needs to be done, then there's nothing that needs to be done. Like, I'd rather have a store where, like, the employees can stop to talk to each other if there's nothing happening, rather than trying to, like, constantly invent new chores to do just for the sake of killing time, right? Yeah, so my remote work is measured by how much work I do at the end of the week. Yeah, it feels like that's makes more sense to, instead of paying people by the hour, right? Which, I mean, again, all the jobs I've worked have been like retail customer service, right? So like, for those kinds of jobs, what you're being paid for isn't necessarily the job, it's often just like physically being there, right? Like if a customer walks in with a question, will there physically be a person there to be able to answer it? So there was definitely things that were like chores that could be done at any time, but like, yeah. A lot of the job was just like waiting. But like, I don't know, I didn't mind it. I guess what I've been looking for lately has been more like office type jobs. Cause like, it's one of those things I'm realizing where it's like, I don't put a lot of stock into like what my actual job is. Like, I know some people who are like, I am a computer, I work in computers and my whole life is computers, but like, I don't feel a huge attachment to like whatever I do to get money. I think my new goal is just to like find a job that like pays enough that I don't have to be like worrying too much about money all the time, and also like pays enough that I can, you know, do my fun, silly singing, Chubin knitting hobbies, you know? Yeah, if I enter a store and the employees are in uniform and standing with their hands on their backs, I don't feel comfortable. I think the other thing too is like, maybe it's, maybe this is just like being introvert, but like, I think a lot of managers really overestimate how much people actually want to be talked to by retail employees. Because, like, I'm sure some people do, but, like, if I walk into a store and I instantly have an employee that's like, hello, can I help you with anything? I'm like, it sounds very, like, it's, like, kind of, I don't know, intimidating? Like, please leave me alone. Please let me look and shop in peace. I don't know. I also just find, like, hold on. Let me make sure I do the right amount of stitches. I'm suspending that sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Yeah, that's the worst. I don't know. I just feel sometimes like it's like, not necessarily like an insult to my intelligence or anything, but like, I feel like a lot of sales techniques are like predicated on the idea that you don't know what you want to buy. And sometimes it's like, no, I know exactly what I want to buy. Like, I am going into the store with the intention of buying this product, which I have done research on online already. Like I know what I want to buy. I don't need a separate person here to tell me that. Yeah, my office is hiring, you just have to come to US. My marriage... Shame. It's still on the table, you get a job of US citizenship. I get tax cuts. No! I don't want to move to the US. I'm good here. I'm good here for now. Yeah. Yeah, simple like, let me know if you need help, isn't it? Yeah, like, as long as they're not, like, ignoring me, like, if I go to ask a question and I get ignored, then yeah, that's, like, mean and bad. But, like, I don't want to be, like, the focus of their attention the moment I walk into the store, right? But I know some people do like that, but, like, I'm just... It's not for me. It's not to my taste. If it's very busy, I kind of need to be more pushy on customers. It's just, like, the vibe. Not necessarily. Like, yeah, come to Burgerland. What for? I don't know, it's been a while since I've been to the US. I think the last time I went to the US was like 2017? I went to New York on a school trip. I think that's the last time I've been to the US. We used to, like, when I was a kid, because it used to be that, like, the Canadian dollar was stronger than the American one, so, like, we would sometimes cross the border for, like, a day trip to go shopping. Because also, too, they had a lot of stores that we didn't really have in Canada. So, like, we would just, like, go to a mall on, like, the other side of the US border and then just, like, I don't know, shop, eat at the Olive Garden, and then go home. But, like, there's no reason to do that anymore because I think, like, the currency does not work that way anymore. I don't know. I guess you could still go to the Olive Garden. I know my sister does that sometimes. My sister, her and her boyfriend were once like, yeah, we should go to the Olive Garden sometime. So they did. They just, like, crossed into the US at the nearest, like, border and went to the Olive Garden and then came back. But yeah, America's so cool. We got round 1 and me and all some taxes. Yeah, but you got, like, health insurance and stuff. That's more complicated. Olive Garden. Olive Garden. Yeah, I haven't been to... I don't know, because we don't have apparently there used to be Olive Garden in Canada, like, a very long time ago, like, back in the 90s. I think they expanded to Canada, and then it just, like, didn't work. We have some, like, Olive Garden-esque restaurants. Like, there's one called Eastside Mario's. They're Olive Garden-esque, but, like, they're not Olive Garden. I think you can still... I'm fairly sure, though, you can also still buy the Olive Garden, like, dressing. You know how, like, they sell the dressing in the bottle? I'm fairly sure you can still buy Olive Garden dressing here. Two together. Over 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. But yeah, it is weird to think, though, how many things in Canada are, like, Canada exclusive. Like, when I was, like, last summer, when Bobeba and everybody else came to Canada, so there's a Canadian chain called New York Fries, and it makes, you know, French fries, it does poutine, which probably should have tipped me off. The fact that most of their menu is poutine probably should have tipped me off that this was, like, a Canadian chain. But yeah, it was one of those things where, like, Bodega, an actual New Yorker, was like, oh, because we're like, oh yeah, you can go to New York Fries, and she's like, wait, New York Fries? I'm like, yeah, I just realized that's probably not actually from New York. And yeah, it turns out they're not. They don't even have any locations in the States. So yeah, actual New Yorker got to try New York Fries. Apparently they were decent, I guess. I don't know, I feel like I now just need to, like, name off a bunch of places that I usually see in food courts and be like, is this Canada exclusive, or do they have these in the States? Great health insurance. No. Why do that when I already have health insurance sort of here in Canada for... I mean, it's tax money, but, like, you don't have to, like, find a provider or anything. I mean, I guess if you want to have, like, dental insurance, but usually, like, dental insurance... You can still have health insurance for the stuff that isn't covered, but, like, you can get that through work. They have a poutine place near me I keep forgetting to try. Remember. Just remember. But yeah, okay. So New York fries, I know that is Canadian. Americans, do you have Boston pizza? Do you have Swiss chalet? Do you have Manchu wok? Do you have, I know Harvey's is Canadian. Harvey's is Canadian. What about, Panago, I think? Do you guys have Pizza? I know you guys have Domino's. I know you guys have Pizza Hut. Do you have the Marble Slab? Do you have... I'm trying to think of other places. I know you guys don't have Tim Hortons. At least not, like, as readily as we do here. What about... I think you guys have Thai Express. That's not Canadian, I don't think. Yeah. Do you have any of those? Please let me know. My teeth, mental health, and eye. Yeah. I know in Canada, like, pretty much what they consider, like, I guess regular doctor stuff is, that's covered, like, provincially or federally or whatever, but, like, yeah, you're right. Like, you do need separate insurance for, like, teeth or eye or brain. We do have Tim Hortons, actually. Oh, really? I know the Northwest America has, like, Tim Hortons. I know they also tend to put them in places. Like, I think they have some in Florida because a lot of, like, Canadians go to Florida during the winter. But, like, I don't know if they're as readily, like... It's not like Canada where they have them, like, every street corner kind of thing. There's a lot in New York. Yeah, I mean... Oh, Cora's. Do you guys have Cora's? It's like a breakfast, like a brunch place. Because that's like another... I know for sure that one is Canadian because they like to remind you... I don't know. There are definitely some Canadian businesses that like to remind you at like every possible turn that they are Canadian. I think Cora's is definitely one of those. Or what else? Do you guys have... There are definitely some that are also, I think, exclusive to Quebec as well. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but, like, there's definitely, like, Quebec exclusive chain restaurants, like, or maybe not Quebec exclusive, but, like, they're more common in Quebec. So, like, Saint-Hubert, which is, like, a chicken place, that's only in Quebec. Or, like, mainly Quebec. Knit 11, okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and then, yes, we have the correct amount. Perfect. There we go. And 3. Yeah, Canadian gentrification. Canadification. But yeah, I I think Swiss Chalet, that's like another chicken place. I think that's also Canada, because I know Swiss Chalet is another thing where it actually has a different name in French and English. Like they translated the name. So if you go to Quebec, it's Chalet Suisse, and then if in English it's like Swiss Chalet. Or Jack Astor's. I think that's like another one. I don't know if it's Canadian or not. I think there's also, when I was a kid, there was another one called Kelsey's that was like really common, but I don't think they're as popular as they used to be. I've seen a few of them, but like definitely not as many as before. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think too, like, because when I was in Japan, there was also a lot of other, like, Japan exclusive chains. And, like, technically some of them have, like, expanded overseas, but, like, by overseas, they mean to, like, Singapore, right? Not, like, the US. Like, I have no idea what an American Saizeriya would look like. It'd probably just be, like, Olive Garden, but cheaper and worse. Or I think some, like, convenience store chains, I think, tried expanding to the States. Like, I think Lawson, which I believe is actually originally an American company, they got franchised to Japan and did way better in Japan, and then they're, like, I think they opened a Lawson in, like, Hawaii recently. Koko Ichiban. Oh, yeah, Koko Ichiban, I think. And what was the other one? There was, like, a beef bowl place. Yoshinoya. Yoshinoya, I know, has locations in the States. Or maybe it was Matsuya. There's two of them and I keep mixing them up. 3, 4. Okay, Eggy focus time just for this row. Yarn over, slip slip knit. Brr. Knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, slip slip knit. I've always hated doing slip slip knits. I don't know if I'm just doing them wrong or if it's just like they're just like that. 1, 2, 3. Knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 4. Perfect. Okay. Oh wait, no, I need to do the yarn over. Wait. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Eggy focus time over. Eggy focus time over. Back to normal speaking Eggy. No more Eggy focus time. Eggy is no longer focused. But yeah, I'm an Eggy. I don't know, I feel like there's like a standby. You know when like you just like run out of things to say on stream and I'm like, I don't know how to transition to a new topic, and I'm just like eggy. 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 Egg. Everyone in chat is like egg. Egg. Need to become big enough that people will start like time-stamping this. And I'll just like time-stamp every time I say egg. I don't know, I always appreciate people who like go into like Zatsu streams at the end and like timestamp when they move into different topics. I always appreciate that. It's like very useful. From your time in Japan, what chain do you wish would expand to Canada? Royal Host. Or, okay, it depends on what you mean by, like, which would you want to expand? Like, which one would I want to be able to access on a regular basis? Royal Host. Which one would actually have the best chance of succeeding in Canada? Probably not Royal Host. Or they'd have to make, like, significant changes in order to make it work, right? What I think might succeed in Canada... Well, it certainly wouldn't be the coffee places. Maybe... Personally, I think some of the dessert places, I think. Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like definitely like places that do desserts rather than just like food. I think Mr. Donut maybe could work here. Two, three, four, five. Because yeah, the thing with coffee, I think in Japan is that like the kinds of places that do well in terms of coffee are places that are like slightly, not like expensive, but like slightly fancier, right? Because the thing is that like here in Canada and in the States, you have like a lot of like low tier coffee places. So like, you know, people might go to like Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts or something to get like, you know, a cheap coffee. In Japan, convenience stores, and I guess McDonald's too, they already do that, right? So like if you want a cheap coffee, or if you sell cheap coffee, you are competing with a convenience store and also with vending machines, which that's just like a competition you're probably not going to win, right? So I think what usually does well there is stuff like Starbucks, like stuff that's like kind of like a step up, I guess. Like it's still like fast food, but it's like, you know, it's a step up. Okay. So we got... Oh, my yarns are getting tangled. My yarn is getting tangled with my other yarn. Wah. Yeah. Well, probably you usually get your coffee from a bakery. Oh yeah, I guess Europe is different for coffee. Yeah, here you usually go to like... You either make it at home or you like go to a coffee shop. So like Starbucks, Tim Hortons, oh, Second Cup. I think that's another one that's Canada exclusive. You know, places like that. There's a variety of price ranges. Most restaurants will also serve coffee, but like it's usually not like fancy unless it's something they specialize in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. One more, another eggy focus time. Yarn over. Slip knit. We're not screwing up this time. Here we go. Knit 3. Oh wait, no. Slip knit. Okay, knit. Then knit 2 together. Yarn over. Knit. Yarn over. Slip knit. Or as they write it here, sk. The knit 2 together. Yeah, that works. Okay, that checks out. Okay. Knit 2 together. Yarn over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Mr. Donut in the States would be great. Yeah, now that I think of it, like, in Canada, I think we have, like, you have, like, local donut chains, and then you have, like, Tim Hortons, but we don't have, like, a lot of other options for donuts, I think. Like, we need a donut competitor, you know? Yeah. Also, I live in the countryside, so no chains here. Yeah, I guess that's fair. But isn't it for Europe, like... Because, like... I know in Europe, I remember hearing about, like, American businesses that have tried to expand to Europe, and then either have, like, failed or had to, like, severely adjust their approach, because it turns out that what works in the US does not necessarily work in Europe, and also may be illegal in some European countries. Like, I remember hearing about, like, how places like McDonald's or Walmart tried to expand to, like, Europe, and they're, like, trying to use the same, like, you know, kind of vibe and service that they do in the US, and, like, people in Europe are like, no, what are you doing? Stop smiling at me. Stop, it's weird, go away. Just, like, zero accounting for other cultures. Fast food works here, but Walmart tried in the early 2000s and failed miserably. Yeah. Well, I know for Walmart it was also a bit more complicated, because I think it was also like, they're like, we can't have unions, and then everyone in Europe was like, yes you do. You have to. But then again, like, Target wasn't even able to, like, successfully expand to Canada for more than a few years until, like, flailing around and failing, so... Eh. Okay, so... Here we go, we didn't fail this time. We did it right this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yarn over. Oh yeah, this is the one where you gotta, like, knit 3 together. Huh. These needles are made of plastic, and it's like thick plastic, but I'm still just like, ugh. There we go. 3 together. Yarn over, knit 3, alright. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. Knit 3 together. Oh boy, oh boy. Ooh, ee, ooh, 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 ooh. Right. Boom. There we go. Forced smells in stores are the worst. Yeah. Yarn over. Knit 6. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, well, it's one of those things I've even noticed in myself after working customer service for so long is, like, my voice for customers is like a completely different person, and I feel like I'm, like, switching in and out of it. Like, I'll talk to a customer, and I'll be like, hi, how can I help you today? Are you finding everything okay? Just let me know when you're ready to cash out. And then I talk to, like, people normally, it's like this. But sometimes it's weird because I'll go from like talking to a customer in my customer voice and then talking to a coworker in my regular voice, and it's like, "Hi, are you finding everything okay?" And then I'll turn to my coworker. I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's some things that need to be cleaned over that way." And I'm like, "How did like just become the mask?" You know, I feel like my customer service voice is closer to like, you know how it was earlier I was talking about like a debut. I'm like, why did I sound like that? I feel like my the voice I did at debut was like a lot closer to my customer service voice. I don't know. Time for like eggy retail roleplay. Just like, "Are you finding everything okay?" So I don't think we have any in stock right now. If you'd like, I can try phoning our other location, see if they have any. Okay, so they don't have any either. If you'd like, I can place an order online for you. If you just give me your address, we can have it shipped to your house. Customer service egg stream when, just like, POV, you have walked into a department store. VTuber voices is real voice. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think... It's one of those things where I feel like the, like, high-pitched voice is no longer the meta. Like, I feel like a few years ago, that was, like, the big thing to do was, like, you know, make your voice higher pitch. Not like that. Maybe not like that. But, like, you know, raise your voice a little. Raise your voice a little when you're streaming. You know, for the effect or something. But I feel like that's not really the meta anymore. Like, I feel like when I go on streams, I see more people talking with normal voices. I think actually what we're seeing right now is with male VTubers, I think. I feel like we're in like a deep voice guy arms race. And I feel like, I imagine maybe we're gonna get like the equivalent of like guys just like trying to like lower their voice as much as possible. You know, just like the opposite of the uwu voice kind of thing. Like, we're just gonna have, like, guys trying to, like, fake their low voices in the same way that girls are trying to, like, fake their, like, high-pitched uwu voice. I don't know. How would I even do an uwu voice on stream? Because, like, I had, like, the one I was doing just now, which is, like, kind of like a softer uwu. I feel like, this sounds like a voice you might hear more on Twitch, I think. Like, this definitely feels closer to, like, some female facecam streamers than it does to, like, VTubers. This doesn't feel very uwu. Like, this is higher pitch, but it's not uwu. Like, how would you even do an uwu voice? I think maybe like this? Maybe this will work. Maybe there's something like this. I feel... I don't know, this doesn't feel very uwu either. Like, it's definitely cutesier, but it's not uwu. It's not uwu. And I don't know how long I could keep it up. Like, I don't know if I could keep it up for an entire stream. Time to smoke like 10 packs a day to get a deep raspy voice. I don't even know how deep I can go. Like, I'm an eggy. I'm an eggy. I'm an egg. I'm eggy. I don't think... This doesn't sound like anything. This just sounds like me doing, like, a low voice. Or maybe, like, a critical impression, but not, like, a very good one. I don't know. I don't think my talking voice is that low. Oh god, I need water. See, that's the thing, is if you want to do like a character voice, you gotta have proper posture or it's gonna kill you. Please stop? No. Maybe, would you still watch me if I sounded like this? No, that was a very lazy uwu voice. That wasn't like a very good one. That was like what people think people who don't know how to do uwu voices do. Because it's more than just raising your pitch, right? Like, there's like a certain softness that needs to go with it. What's up, Egrical here?
Yeah, would you? I'm not very good at uwu voices. I don't know if I'm good at uwu voices. I don't think I could keep this up for an entire stream. Nor would I want to. I feel like I don't sound like this is an uwu voice. I sound like I'm like doing an impression of Bodega doing an uwu voice. Nice uwu. Nice eggy uwu. I'm nice eggy. I'm so nice. I'm nice and good. I'm not mean and bad. You're mean and bad. Nah.
No. It's like, would you still love me if I sounded like this? No. You know what? That's fair. I don't know. I also could not keep those up for like an entire stream.
It would be tiring. I don't think I could keep it up for that long.
Because like the thing is that when you do a voice, like you have to think even more. Like, there's like an extra step to talking. Where like, you know, it's not just like you open your mouth and you say the thing. It's like you open your mouth, you make sure you're talking in the correct voice, and then you say the thing. Like, it's very much like an extra step. And I feel like it would become easier as you like do it more and more, but like it's just like an extra step to think, which is we don't need any more extra steps. We already spend long enough like setting things up and getting things going. I don't need any more extra steps. It's like having a like dial on the back of your neck that just says like voices, and you just like set it to a different voice and you're like, oh god, I reset the voice. Speaking of nah, hello Egbert, hello. I'm assuming this is Nanora. Good afternoon. I am on YouTube here. It's been okay so far. It feels a little quiet, I think. Like, I'm very much accustomed. I'm realizing how empty things tend to feel when you don't have, like, the, you know, sound alerts going off, and you don't have, like, the follow alerts going off, and you don't have the, like, you know, the TTS. Feels very weird. Okay, I think that was the last row. And we have a second heart, and I didn't screw up this time. We did it properly. Let's go. There we go. It's Nanora, but on YouTube I'm my taco self instead. There's like multiples. Nanora. I don't know, just be like wa. Wa. Time to cast off, and then we'll have our second square. I don't think I'll make a third one today. I don't think I'll have the time. But yeah, I do miss the loudness of Twitch a little bit. I definitely think, I don't know if I would knit here again, but maybe I would do like ASMR. Because again, if there's somewhere where I don't need alerts going off every 5 seconds, it's probably ASMR. Man, I need to get my mic. My audio problems fixed. So I can do some ASMR again. Yeah. I use this account to watch Ina streams mostly since she's my actual Oshi. Luna's just my spirit name. That's fair, yeah. Truly, we all nah. We all nah. I don't know, I think I need to go back to my roots. Maybe what I need to do is to like take time to like purge my YouTube like recommendations page until it's like all VTubers again. Cause like I feel like I know I talked about like my recommendations earlier, how I was getting more like smaller videos, but it feels like the big videos that it's recommending to me, like the ones that are like popular from bigger channels, like I don't like them as much. I'm gonna give a hot take. I don't think they make video essays like they used to. They just don't make them like they used to. Back in my day. I don't know, I feel like a few years ago, I feel like most of the people who were making video essays, right? Like they were people who had like some qualifications in the field that they were talking about, or at least like an adjacent field. And I feel like now, like, because like it's become more popular and more accessible, like basically anybody can make one, but like that has its pros and cons, I guess. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'll see something in my YouTube recommended, I'm like, oh, this could be interesting, and then like it turns out to just be like not very researched, or like the person who made it just like doesn't have any like particularly deep takes about it, so it just feels very like surface level, like, and I'm like, I get to the end, I'm like, that's it? It's one of those things where I'm like, am I just like not getting it? Like, am I just like too old and stuck in my ways? But like, is that it? Nah. Maybe I'm elderly. Like, cause yeah, like that's the thing where I'm like, will the same thing happen to me with VTubers? Will I like, in a few years, will I just be like, they don't make them like they used to? But like, that hasn't happened yet. Like, I don't watch all the same people that I used to, but like, I wouldn't say that like my interest in VTubing as a whole has like fallen off, right? It's not the same way as video essays. Video essays, I feel like I have like a few channels, like a handful of channels that I liked back in the day that still post and I still follow. But like, yeah. Eggy's my Oshi, sorry I can't make a profile dedicated to you. Weak. Try harder. But yeah, like, that's my hot take, is they don't make them like they used to. Also, too, I feel like I get a lot of these, I don't know how to say this, but like, drama videos disguised as video essays. Like, it's one of those things where like, the video essay will be like, oh, the problems with this very general topic. And then I click the video, and then I realize that actually they're just like talking about some specific influencer that I've never heard of. And I'm like, wait a second. I don't need to know any of this. None of this is relevant to me. I guess it's very freeing to know that actually you don't have to care about everything. Can just name the account Eggy's Egg. Just everybody in chat and rename your account to Eggplant. If there are too many of them, then we'll just go like Eggplant 1, Eggplant 2, Eggplant 3. We'll just number them. It just says mini eggplants. Yeah, but yeah, they don't make them like they used to. I'm elderly. And I don't like what the kids these days are making. Well, I guess I like some of it, but like I'm not as impressed, I guess. But yeah, I have another second YouTube account though. That's the other thing, is that like, the recommendations on my VTuber account are like all VTubers and then like some music. But then like on my other account, that's where like I actually like, that's like my viewer account, right? Like I have a viewer account that I use to like actually like subscribe to channels and like be members of people's. Eggy's my Operoshi and Bloom is my Broshi. The Operoshi. Oshipura. Oh, Operoshi. Kizuna I know that was a VTuber. No, I think, like, I don't know. I guess some people already are like, they don't make them like they used to, but I think it's more just like people enjoyed one specific format of VTuber and that format just like isn't in vogue anymore. Like, I feel like people trying to like emulate HoloLive to the letter to the degree that they used to, I think doesn't work as well anymore. Just because like the world has moved on and like HoloLive is still going to be HoloLive, but like not everybody else needs to try, right? I was rebuked by my Oshi. Guess I would just commit self-die then. No! Stay alive. Just change your username to Eggplant. But yeah, like, I don't know. I guess it's just like trends that I notice. Like, I think also now, like, now that like things have like diversified a bit, like, there's not really as much of a like clear path, like one decided clear path to success as well. Because like, I feel like before it was like one of those things where it's like, you do this, then you do this, then you do this, and then like if, you know, if you can get enough momentum from that, then you can move on to doing this. But yeah, most people from back then are still around. No, yeah, exactly, that's the other thing. Because like, it's weird, I guess, when people, because like things have definitely changed, but like, yeah, basically, like, except for maybe Sana, like, everyone's still around, right? Like, if you're talking about, like, you know, 2020, 2021, like, yeah, they're still going. It's also interesting to see what, like, the average lifespan of a VTuber is going to be, because Kizuna Ai was around for, like, what, 5 years? Ish? So, like, realistically, how long are people going to do this? Because, like, realistically, there's nothing stopping you from doing it forever, except for, like, you know, I guess, health and burnout, and wanting to try new things, like, because especially, like, if you can take a hiatus to go do other things, like, there's nothing stopping you from just, like, being a VTuber forever, right? Yeah, HoloLive still controls one particular type of the market, of the cute girls doing cute things the same way EGGY controls the male market, and everyone who tries to copy either copy either falls flop. Yeah. Well, the thing is that, like, it's been interesting watching, like, smaller VTuber companies and seeing, like, which ones have been successful recently, which ones haven't. Because, like, it feels like the ones that were trying to copy, like, the business models exactly, like, have not succeeded as much as the ones that just, like, found their own niche, or just, like, got successful by accident. Like, where did they come from? Where did Idol Yen come from? They were like, they're in the background, and then suddenly they're, like, bigger, and I'm like, wait, what? No, they were here the whole time. Okay. You need to keep reincarnating to maintain yourself fresh. Poco is technically part of Keys Ninja. Yeah, I guess that's true. But then again, like, a lot of people just, like, completely redo their design, like, every year or so. So, like, because, like, I think about, like, even, like, the bigger names, and also people who have expanded out into doing other things, like, you know, they have their name attached to, like, music or art or something, like, realistically, they could just keep going with that for as long as they wanted to. Because, yeah, like, it's not, like, one of those things either with, like, age, right? Because, like, if you are, like, if your VTuber model is not going to age, maybe you might sound older if you do it for a while, but, like, the VTuber model isn't going to age. The character isn't going to age unless you want them to. And then, like, I don't know, I guess I don't know, because I'm trying to think, like, what would happen, like, if a big company went out of business? I'm sure this has happened before, where, like, if a company goes out of business, like, what happens to, like, the IPs for the performers? Like, do they get to keep their character or not? And I feel like that's probably already happened, and we already have an answer for that. But, like, yeah. Is this acceptable? Yes. You have been marked with egg. You are now egg. I christen you egg. Egg, 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 egg. How do you have people calling me 2 names? I don't need 3. I don't know, just kick one of them out. Kick one of them out. You know? Just unequip the previous username and equip the new one. I love First Gen had like 20 viewers. They went hard with marketing. The second went up to 100. Nowadays they can do like 4,000 for debuts. Yeah. Well, it wasn't also too like they were originally not streaming in English, right? And then they like started with an English lineup, and they're like, surprise, more people speak English. I mean, I guess it's neat to have VTubers that stream in a variety of languages, but like I guess as a business venture, there are definitely some languages that have more possibilities than others. But yeah, like I don't think I really heard of them until like earlier this year, and then like suddenly they were like everywhere, and I'm like, no, they were here the entire time. All right. Yeah. I also mod here on YouTube. I don't need any more questions about a name change. Oh, you mod for other channels or just like in general? I didn't realize that like YouTube... Well, I guess that is a thing you can do. I don't even know if I wanted to make somebody a mod. I wouldn't even know how to do that on YouTube. Like, I'm sure there's like a setting somewhere in here, but I have no idea where it would be. I think, because like on Twitch it's very easy. Like on Twitch it's literally like you just type in like /mod and then someone's username and then it's like, congratulations, they're a mod now. All works out. Yeah. I don't even know how to make people mods on YouTube. Is there like a command for that? Like, can I /mod? I think that was all. I also made a typo. Mod. I've seen people do it from chat, but I've never done it. Yeah, I know it's possible. Yeah, I know it's possible, I just have no idea how. For another channel, she halfway switching between YouTube and Twitch because she's family friendly, but because Twitch updated it, her ASMR got marked as sexual content warning. Ah, okay. I'm so deep on Offset, not even my real life friends know my real name. I use my second name because my first name is too common. Yeah, I don't know, I think like... I feel like I've been going by EGGY. Oh, goodness. I'm getting a phone call. The number does not look familiar. Worst case scenario, I'll call them back after. Yeah, it's like mod. Okay, yeah, I'll call them back later. But yeah, like mods, no, I was trying to make somebody a mod, Kuro. Yeah, I've been using EGGY for like other usernames for a very long time. So I know a lot of people, I remember there was a long time ago, I was using the name Egg on Discord, and I posted a picture, like I went to a convention, and I posted a picture of, you know, my con pass, like, you know, you write your name on it, right? And I know it had my name, like, you know, Marie. And I remember there was somebody who looked at it and they were like, this is the first time I just realized that your name is not Egg. Like, you have like an actual name that isn't just Egg. Yeah, Jacob is the most common birth name in my year of birth, so I think I'm okay saying that I'm Jacob. Okay, oh, they left a voicemail. I guess that was a real person then. Whoops. Unless robots are now leaving voicemails. I don't know, it's one of those things I don't pick up if I don't recognize the number. Yeah, like, yeah, I guess also too, like, I guess Marie is common enough, but it's like a middle name. But yeah. Online I've been an egg for a while. I don't know, I don't understand people who, like, use their real names online on purpose. I realize some of them are here, but, like, I don't know, it feels like you could name yourself anything and you chose to pick the thing that your parents picked out for you. It's like, oh, nice name. Did your mommy pick that one out for you? Like, literally. I don't know, like, I don't know. Why would you do that? I don't know. I guess it was also, like, drilled into me when I was a kid that, like, you know, if you don't, like, if you use your real name, then, like, every employer is gonna look you up online and see all the embarrassing things you do. So then, like, I feel like everybody my age was like, very well, I will use a pseudonym when I post on the internet. And then now, like, nobody uses, like, their real full name, I think. But it's also weird. Has anybody actually had, like, an employer that, like, actually looked you up online? Like, I don't know if that, like, does that happen? Do people do that for real? But yeah. Because, like, I feel like if somebody was gonna, like, not hire you based on something you posted online, unless it was, like, something that was, like, legitimately bad, like, I feel like if they were like, oh, she posted a picture in a cosplay of an anime character, we can't have that in the workplace. I feel like they probably wouldn't have hired you anyway. Yeah.
And I became egg. Became eggy.
You just call my references and that's that. Yeah, like... Because, like, even if someone searched my full name, like, what are they going to come up with, right? Like, my Facebook page that I haven't updated since 2019 and is mostly just, like, birthday greetings from my relatives? Like, what are they going to do, realistically? They're going to go on my Instagram that see all the pictures of me in high school and be like, haha, she was weird looking in high school, which was many years ago and has no bearing on the current job. Like, what is the point? Why would you, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not an embarrassing enough person. Like, I imagine maybe if you cause a lot of drama online under your, like, real name, then yeah, maybe, but, like, yeah. Because actually I do think about that a bit. Like, if you, like, have a bunch of people, like, if you fight a lot of people on Twitter and then you try to use the same name to apply for a job, like, would they fire you based on that? Like, or maybe not fire you, but, like, you know, throw away your resume? Her hair was bad in high school. Fired. I can't believe that, like, her photos from 2014 are poor quality. Can you believe it? Yeah, if they didn't hire you on a look, you could probably sue. Yeah, I mean, it probably depends. Because, like, unless they can come up with, like, an actual reason. Because, like, I've seen some people who, like, who do, like, cosplay and stuff, but, like, cover their face in photos because they're like, yeah, I don't want, like, it showing up online in case, like, my job finds it. Which is, I guess, makes sense for some jobs, I guess. Like, I know people who work in, like, education and are like that because they're like, yeah, schools and parents get, like, weirdly uppity about teachers having certain hobbies outside of school, but, like, but I don't know, just for, like, regular, like, desk jobs, like, this is an office. I'd like to presume that people have hobbies outside of work, you know? But yeah, I think I'm finished knitting for today. This has been a nice and quiet YouTube stream. Let me see what else I have for this week. I don't know what to do because I can't raid. I can't raid. What is there to do? What have I got later this week? Okay, so I'm back tomorrow on Twitch. I am not going to be on YouTube tomorrow. I'm on Twitch tomorrow. I will be doing more Mario 64, for better or for worse. We continue the grind. It will probably be a shorter stream because I know I have important things to do in the afternoon, so probably will be a little shorter. Hopefully I will get at least 1 star. At least, please. And then Saturday. Saturday will be fun. Saturday is going to be on Kane's channel, which I can't be bothered to link right now, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Go look on my Twitter. It's link is there. They'll be on his channel at 5 p.m. EST. I'm going to be on Absolutely Tasty, which I've wanted to do for a while, actually. Like, I actually talked to him. I'm like, how do I go about being on your stream? And he's like, I don't know, wait another month. But yeah, so I will be on that tomorrow. I will be eating the worst hot dogs known to man. I don't know, I'm not looking, on one hand I'm like looking forward to it, on the other hand I'm like, I wish I could do it when there was like no people home so I don't have to like sit here and explain to my mom why I'm in the kitchen making the worst hot dogs known to man. Like, we have our list of ingredients. Some of them sound nice, some of them do not sound great. But yeah, so that'll be Saturday, and then Sunday I'm off. Sunday there's nothing. And then after that it's the next week, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, how do you even end a YouTube stream? Help, I don't know how to end the stream. There's a big end stream button, which I'm assuming would end the stream. But also, like, I'm assuming I still have to hit end broadcast in OBS. I don't know how this works. How does this work? I'm gonna go to the cool end card and hope for the best. Bye bye, have day. Have a nice and good day.